canceled it. Yo. What is good? Yeah. Welcome to another week of High Ground Live. Court is in session.
It's like
Dylan,
Cordy's in
what's good
session.
with
What's
you?
going on? How you doing, Rob?
What's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm
Man.
I'm excited to talk about this list.
Yes, yes.
If you just made it to this video and you don't know what we're talking about today, it's about the Fortnite list.
Yeah.
High ground. I
High
repeat,
ground.
high
Yes.
ground's top 50.
Yes. Yes.
Based on future demand is what we were calling it.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen the videos, you can check them out on FortniteCards.com or on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Dill's here with his pitchfork.
Bob, what's up? Richard, JT, Dill, what's up, y'all? How y'all
I wonder
feeling?
how many. I think the people. I don't know if most people weren't fans of it. I think
He was a little disappointed.
I got a lot of good feedback from it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got a lot of saw a lot of
Oh
comments of
yeah.
people not happy with it.
I got both. I might have a callus on my thumb maybe by now, but we'll see. Wayne,
So
what's up?
what's
What's
up,
up, bro?
Wayne? What's up?
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
what we wanted to do today, before we like jump into everything, is like if you guys want to like throw in your comments, like
Open
what
the
didn't you
floor.
like? Where is this freaking skin? How'd you put this on the list? Pick our brains. If you have questions about how we came up with this,
Mm-hmm.
feel free to shoot them. We're not scared to answer any questions.
Yeah.
Um, I'll start this off by saying one of the biggest things that I saw,
Mm-hmm.
one of the most constructive criticisms
Mm-hmm.
or like observations, we'll say,
Mm-hmm.
was that how many Series 3 cards were on the list.
Yeah.
That's because how good those skins are.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree, like if we were to change something, the next list I would like to add a category for like pop report,
Mm-hmm.
gem rate, and
Mm-hmm.
like the number of gem rated cards for that would
Mm-hmm.
play into that. And I think that helped get some of those series 3 out of there eventually.
Yeah.
But I think some of those are gonna stay on the list.
Yeah.
Some are
And
just so popular that
mhm.
I don't think unless they're gonna have thousands of PSA 10s that it's gonna matter.
Yeah. And on top of that, a lot of people was able to give their opinion throughout the week. And this is our chance to talk. So let's get it.
So everyone says the weighting was off.
And
And,
random.
and
And random. And
the weighting
random.
was definitely not random.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, it's how we came up with it. I would love. I don't know if anybody created their own list,
Mm-hmm.
or what they use to come up with their own ratings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I know everyone thinks that we just did usage, right?
Right.
And we came up. You want to talk about Peely?
Yeah. So here's the thing. If it was literally just based off of usage, then Pilly wouldn't have been on the list. Pilly does not have high usage. We based Pilly off of likes. We based Pilly off of marketing. We based Pilly off of literally iconic skin, and we gave him a battle pass bump as well. Like all of those things came into play. So when we get feedback like it's random or it's usage, it's just usage or it's just based off of sweaty skins. The thing is, we went off the list, and if we even go deeper into it, when it comes to usage, somebody said to me that usage shouldn't come into play. I don't understand that. I don't know if they understand the game that they're collecting, and I'm genuinely just going to say that because usage is literally one of the most important things because the gamers are wearing the skins. And like if we go on one thing, I know I'm going on a little tangent here, but if we go off of one thing, so if there is, let's just say, 1,000,000 usage, at least 1,000 of those gamers are maining that skin. And what I mean by maining is that they're consistently wearing that skin. These are the things that goes into it that I think people are overlooking, but we can go into a little bit more depth as we go on, but to each his own.
So Dill says that it's heavily weighted to sweaty skins, and we didn't pick sweaty skins. Let's be clear.
Right.
Like this isn't a list of sweaty
It
skins.
has nothing to do with that.
Okay, this is most used. So
Yeah.
if you're saying that Fortnite is mostly used by sweaty skins, you're
Hmm.
probably saying that most people who play Fortnite today are really
Hmm.
good at the game. And for me, I know that's true because
Yeah.
I play with a large amount of people. And in that friend group of like 20 or so people, most
Yeah.
of them were bad.
Hmm.
Now they're all really decent
Yeah.
players, like really good.
Yeah.
Like they'll almost all have gone up and built skills and are what you could call kind of sweaty. There's
Hmm.
different levels to that sweaty, but
Yeah.
all of them have gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
So the use of sweatiness, I'm not really sure. To me, sweaty is like black ash and like competitive now.
Yeah.
And that's superhero.
Yeah.
But
And I'll go skills. What's up, by the way, bro? Kyrie, don't think I said something. But here's the thing. When it comes to, I think. Daniel, what were you expecting? I'm interested of what you expected to be, top one. On top of that, Wayne saying this is very important. Wayne says he sticks to his top five, and I completely agree. I have no problem with that. Stick to your top five, because this is based off the game. I think that was lost in translation somewhere, where this is based off of the game. It has nothing to do with the value of the market, things that have sold. If we look at what has happened in the game, and if we look at based off of what usage, yes, I know y'all love that word. It seems like it's a trigger word for you at this point. But if you look off of usage, if you look off of likes, if you look off of battle pass, all of that circulates in all of this. And I mean, I'm very confused on how people are frustrated with usage. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me, but we can continue.
JT says the way we calculated community likes was wrong. You totally ignored the hate, which is wrong. And I've said this before.
We talked about this.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
collecting, it doesn't matter if people hate the card. It's not going to bring down the value. That
Yeah.
doesn't change the demand. You're not going to convince. If you hate a card, you're not going to convince someone else not to buy it. It's all about how many people want the card. We're counting how many fans of a card there is, not how many fans and haters of a card there is.
Yeah.
So if that's the truth, LeBron's would be worth nothing.
Right.
He might have more haters than he has fans.
As soon as he went back to Miami, if you went based off of hate, when he went back to Cleveland, when he first ended up in Miami that first time, that was all hate. That doesn't take away from what LeBron did on the court, what his jersey sales is, how many people are consistently buying his sneakers. It doesn't take away from his iconic nature of it. That just makes no sense. Like, the thing is, that's why usage is so important to us, because a lot of people hate skins, but then if you look on the usage side, that's a whole different story. If you hate a skin, you're not going to put it on, but more people put it on than the people that hate it. Then I'm going to go a little bit more. If you look at the likes and dislikes of Aura, right? The likes and dislikes, the percentage is lower, right? So it puts her, I think, in the 300s, but she still has 14.5K likes. That's still high. So if you want to use that, either way, the likes outweigh the dislikes. I just don't understand that at all.
So if you look here, the number one skin should have been Aura if going based on you guys for just usage.
Yeah.
I mean, Aura has 8 million.
Let
me say like 8 million. Do you guys know how much Peely has in usage?
Yeah.
What was it? 40,000?
Yes.
And look how close, 40,000 in usage.
Yeah.
And he made top 5. So there's no way that this list is just
based off of usage. I just don't. That is mind-boggling to me. And
we have an example.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me show the list. So before we got on tonight, I went on and we looked at every skin, and we made you guys a top 50 based on just usage.
Yeah.
So we have Aura, Focus, Backlash, which is Superhero, Jutera, Polarity, Siren, Echo, Scarlet Commander, Kuno, Zadie, Manic, Sparkplug, Tigress, Dynamo, Crystal, Ghoul Trooper, Nogops, Dynamo Dancer, Brute Gunner, Midas, Elite Agent, Firebrand, Red Jade, Haze, Dark Bomber, Chaos Agent, Bullseye, Envoy, Hush, Jules, Lynx, Double Agent, Wildcard, Jolly Jammer, Fish Stick, Double Agent, Hush, Iris, Lexa, Chaos Agent, Mark Marauder, Lux, Red Knight, Whiteout, Ruby, Suki, Cozy Commander, Clash, Bracer, Red Knight, Frozen Red, and Catalyst and Chill Out. You notice there's hardly any Series 1 cards in there. Almost zero. Right? Very few Series 1 cards are in there. Yet Series 1 made up 50% of the list. Again, 50% of the list is Series 1 cards. Then it's Series 2 cards. And then there's Series 3. So we definitely did not just go based off of usage. And if we go back to the list, you'll see that Fish Sticks is less than Peely. And they have very similar stats. But Fish Sticks has 340,000 usage versus Peely's 40,000 usage. And Peely still beat him in our data.
And how did that happen?
Because it wasn't on usage.
It wasn't
and
on
they're
usage.
So close. It's because all of the other Peely stats here, like his community likes, his game changer, everyone knowing Peely, knowing his name, knowing who he is, him coming in marketing videos more than Fish Sticks. I mean, Fish Sticks was in the comics. Has big parts in the comics. Multiple different talking points.
But the fact,
go ahead.
And that's the thing that frustrated me with that, is because this is a sole example of here. This is not, we're not comparing a sweat skin to a meme skin. These are two skins that are heavily marketed. One has Fish Stick has high usage, and he has likes, and then Pilly has likes. But the thing is, all the other data that supposedly we did not use puts Pilly above Fish Stick, and that's where the confusion comes in for me completely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so Bob, I mean, it's kind of
But
hard for us to just like for you to like to understand exactly how we did it. I mean, you're welcome to make a list. I'd love to
yeah,
look at it.
yeah, me too.
Um, I don't think I don't think like you have to just use this list.
So,
Um, I mean, if we put up the videos here for people to go back and see our like understanding
mhm,
of it and explanation of it.
yeah,
But this list to me, like since I started this YouTube because I play this game a lot. I loved it, and when I first came into the market, it was chaos. When I first came into the Fortnite card market, no one knew what the heck was going on. People were like, "Oh, Skull Trooper's going to be number one." Everyone thought of that, but then Black Knight came out to be number one, and
mhm,
I thought that was strange too. But
yeah,
look on the stats, and bam, the stats
mhm,
were right.
mhm,
And so, like looking at this list, all the skins I thought would be heavily coveted,
mhm,
we didn't pick them on this list. We just went through the data and it just happened.
mhm.
I was pretty exact, except for some that I just had no idea about, which is what's
KG,
great
what's
about
up?
this list. Like, for me, one of the biggest ones that we talked about was Birdie.
Mhm,
Um, especially let me see, Tigress.
mhm,
Knew nothing about her before.
mhm.
I didn't know that Haze was that heavily used.
Yeah,
Let me see some other ones. Like for I know people think that I picked Lux to be this low. I
mhm.
didn't think she'd make the top 50.
Honestly, I didn't either.
I thought she was super rare, but she was used a lot more than I thought.
Mhm,
A lot
mhm.
more.
And here's the thing, Bob says, I think it's obviously Dylan read that one, but then he said, where is it at? I can't even find it. Oh, Fortnite.gg's will give the usage straight up. No need to redo the will though. Why not? Why would we not use it? That makes no
Mhm.
sense to me. You're telling us to not use usage, something that gives a lot of information on what people could want in the future based off of what they use in the game. That makes
Mhm.
no sense to just ignore it. I mean, you can choose to ignore it, but if you look back, and if you look back all the way on my Instagram page, you can look at the cards that was in my hand based off of what I knew in the game before I used Fortnite.gg, and you can understand that that was based off of what I seen. And Fortnite GG just gives you that information straight up. So why would we not use it?
Yeah, Jill says he has no problem with the list. He doesn't think it's a broken system. See, he buys stuff that's nostalgic, screams Fortnite, and that's his collecting strategy. I love that strategy. And most of these cards to me scream Fortnite. The
Yeah.
problem is with this market that we're
Mm-hmm.
in currently is more than half of the players, the big
Mm-hmm.
players,
Mm-hmm.
don't play the game or have never played the game. And I
Yeah.
know that's true because no one knew who Aura was
Mm-hmm.
when I was buying Aura. No one knew who she was, and
Mm-hmm.
if you played the game, you would have known,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so people have said they don't play the game, and the big ballers who are collectors in their own right that have come from sports, they're buying the biggest cards, and everyone's following them with herd mentality,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think like it's like some like Peely deserves to be up there because it's so well known. Black Knight,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, but then we have other ones that it's just like people are just chasing cards because they've seen them get big sales,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not going to last long term. The market will correct itself because true
Yeah.
collectors are going to stop wanting those cards.
Yeah, and I think where the main confusion was coming in at is like, let's once again use Pilly to Midas. Just because
Hmm.
Pilly is at 5 and Midas is at 4, that doesn't make Pilly's Midas card over Pilly's. It's not even in the same stratosphere. Pilly is way above, Midas when it comes to that. This was just a list that's based off the game. So, for instance, if somebody comes in that's a new collector and they may not know anything, but their son or their daughter plays the game and they understand what's popular in game, they can use this list. But guess what they also can do? They can scroll over to eBay, they can go to comps, and they can see the ones that's most valuable. All those things is all there. You can get the value from multiple different apps. We decided to do what we do every week. We come here, we talk about the game. We give you in-game updates. High Ground
Hmm.
is gamer and collector focused. We give you a list that is well-rounded, but because something is shifted from 5 to 8 or didn't make the list, it seems that it's faulty. And the truth is that this is just the way it fell. And I don't know any other way to say it, honestly.
And another point that I wanted to make sure we got across, is if your card did not make the list, it doesn't mean it's not worth
Mm-hmm.
whatever it's selling for.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people were upset about Dire, which is not heavily used. It doesn't have a huge fan base. I was there
yeah.
during that season, and people like the other skins from the Battle Pass more than Dire.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dire is a cool card. I'd pick Dire above some of
Mm-hmm.
these, like Birdie for sure. I would pick Dire above the one that I hate. I do not like Siren personally.
Mhm.
I'd rather have a Dire. There's gonna be
Mhm.
many fans of that. There's not gonna be enough Dire pack dice to fit all the fans that want that card.
Right. So
There
either
just
way,
won't
it's
be.
yeah.
So he's gonna be worth a good amount of money. But the demand for these cards, I'm assuming is gonna be huge based on how
Mhm.
many people main these skins.
Yeah.
Like this, some of these skins are part of someone's childhood, right? So someone's playing this game for 5 years with the same skin. And all right, and I do want to.
Thank
I
you.
do. You have another one?
I just agree with Warfighter. I'm literally missing something. How can you he Bob bring up nostalgia. How can you measure that? Well, I mean, if you I'll let you
He
go.
said, "Can anyone have nostalgia to his skin?" All right, I have a question for Bob, who keeps
Mhm.
asking this. How many seasons have you played? When did you start playing the game? So I can see like why you don't have any nostalgia to his skin. I just want to know which
And
season you started.
while you're waiting for that, anyone can have nostalgia. Anyone can have nostalgia to a skin. I have nostalgia to a lot of different skins. The thing is, any skin can have nostalgia. So how do you weigh that? You weigh that by seeing what skins people are playing with. How is that not? How is that not an obvious thing? That just I don't know. I'm literally missing something.
So Dill, I agree. While we're waiting on Bob to answer me for his nostalgia question, I agree. Aura's breakthrough,
Hmm.
but surprisingly,
Yeah.
their skins are coming close.
Hmm.
Focus has
Focus.
6 million
Hmm.
usage. He's third. I mean, you look at Aura; she's at 8 million. She still has 2 million above him. You said Bob
How
says, "How does that matter?"
why does it matter? Because that's the whole point. That's the reason why people
I'm
play the
telling you, I
game.
play
Like
the game, and the whole
with
game's
the whole
nostalgic to
yeah.
me. For 5 years, I've been playing it, so a skin
And
is nostalgic.
And on top of that, Fortnite has broken a whole nother level of nostalgia where it happens actually every 3 months, but then it pushes even back. Soon as a new chapter rolls in, if we go back to chapter 3, season 1, the nostalgia is going to hit strong. If we go back to if we go back to chapter 1, season 8, which is one of my favorite seasons, the nostalgia hits strong. For instance, I can think of when a meta was in, so Pump Deagle, and I immediately think of Triple Threat. That's a skin that I wore consistently. This happens for everybody. It's not just me and Dylan. This is how strong nostalgia is in the game. That's the whole thing Fortnite's based around, honestly.
No, Bob, I get that you studied the game, but I've lived
I
it.
like
So like
that. Yeah.
earlier you said, "Oh, I'm not mad. I'm just hyped. I love this
I
conversation."
talk I talk passionately. I'm sorry if y'all feel I'm mad. I just accidentally I talk passionately. I'm not mad, but I will say
I
this.
We want to get our point across, though,
I
right?
will say this. I've answered messages, and this is our chance to talk. This is our chance to talk. So it's just gonna sound passionately. It's just we were just waiting to
Hmm.
Friday, just like anybody else. So that's just one of the things.
I do. So Bob, here's one thing between like studying the game and like knowing it is you asked a question earlier and I missed it. I do want to get to it though. Where it is it? Oh man, we might be missing some questions. If we didn't get to your question, guys, what's up to everyone? There's a lot of people in here. I want to make sure we get to everybody.
Once again, in all caps, correct. We're not saying we've getting numbers. We're basing it off of the chapter. So Bob, if you go back to chapter 1, this is the battle pass bumps. If you go back, the fact that somebody is still wearing a skin, and then even like a Dire, and the Dire would technically get a nostalgia bump if we used it as a numbers base, but those are one of the things that you just can't give it a number value to. But Dire, technically any tier 100 chapter 1, all of that would technically get that, but Dyer just did not fit all of those criteria that get in there. That's just an example we're using in that case, Bob.
So Bob says, for instance, Kunos is supposed to be marketed in PlayStation, but Indigo Kuno is not Kuno. So I don't understand your point here. That
Yeah,
adds to Kuno. So
yeah.
they saw how popular Kuno was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they thought, hey, we can sell a whole bunch of PlayStations if we
Mm-hmm.
gave a limited color to
Yeah,
Kuno.
yeah.
That bumps Kuno. That does not take away from Kuno. Like I mean, wearing a blue Kuno in game is pretty awesome. That's pretty tight. You paid a lot to get that skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that still is Kuno. The reason why they picked that skin is because
Is
of how
is
popular
it's
Kuno
a
is.
part of the best way to phrase it. It's a part of the Kuno. I guess you could say the whole Kuno. The easiest word I can use is like an IP or something. I don't even know the word to use because Cuddle Team Leader has a whole. It's a whole thing. It's not just Cuddle Team Leader. It's multiple team leaders, and there's multiple skins that was created off of Cuddle Team Leader. Kuno has multiple reskins, and that's the thing. These are reskins, these are add-ons, but it's all based off of the popularity of the skin. Dylan, before you go, real quick,
Mm-hmm.
Warfighter said this before Bob said it, but let's bring up what Bob says here. He says, if a player did not play a season, then how does that count if he wasn't there? I'll give you a perfect example. I started playing Chapter 1, Season 3. I did not play Chapter 1, Season 2. I didn't get Black Knight. I want Black Knight. I want to wear Black Knight with the back bling. I hate that I missed that season. So Black Knight always has a connection to me. It's a nostalgic thing because I will go back and watch those video clips. I lived it and I seen Black Knight in game. So the nostalgia hits immediately as I seen that card. I just maybe I'm not explaining that enough, but that's just what it really is.
Yeah, and let me see what I was about to
Yeah.
answer Dick Parrott real quick. Yes, so right now the data, but we're gonna try. I think we're working on trying to get Chapter 1 data.
Yeah.
But like right now, it only goes to Chapter 2, Season 1. So for anyone that had good usage, but they came out in an earlier season, they got a big bump. So if you go to let's go to Black Knight, right? We gave him an extra 10 stars for estimated Chapter 1 data. We were missing that data, and he came out so early that we gave him a big bump for that. Aura got a big bump for that because she came out 2 seasons before it ended,
Yeah.
and she has 8 million uses.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Ghoul Trooper came out really early. She got 10 stars, right? I think there's a mistake on Midas one. That's a good point. We did it for Peely because he was a Battle Pass skin, so we got a bump for that. Because when Peely came out, he did have a bunch, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone was rocking the banana. I think that was the first and only time I wore Peely was the season he came out. So we gave him some bump for that.
I rock with Cause Pilly, so I rock with that one. I had to go in a pub match and wear Cause Pilly at least a couple times. Had to.
My bad, Bob. I'm not trying to say your opinions don't matter. I was just trying to explain the nostalgia thing. Because I get it. Video games, it's weird. It's weird that you can be attached to a certain character.
Yeah.
And I get that that's weird. That's why I was wondering what season you played. My bad.
But
I forget names. I didn't know you didn't play the game. But your opinion still matters for collecting. You're the one, I think, who told me, like, you're going to buy singles. And I thought that ripping was going to be a great job for Series 3. You were 100% right with that. I mean,
but not
collecting-wise, I respect your opinion. I'm just giving you my in-game opinion.
But not only that, Bob, I've personally came to you when it came to Sealed, when I'm thinking about Sealed. The thing is like we like Dill is saying, we're very passionate about this because you said, how can you measure nostalgia? You don't measure it, obviously, as you know, and you know what nostalgia is, you feel it. And what Warfighter say, if you go search, like a lot of honestly, even before this Fortnite.gg thing came out, when it came to things like Ruby, right? Originally, I didn't think Ruby was that popular back a couple years ago. I would go and I would watch the top 10 sweaty or the top 10 Fortnite the Fortnite skins of this season, right? And the amount of Ruby comments, and this is one section. So I couldn't guarantee it. I just had a feeling. I just felt that this was going to be a top card because of based off of what I was seeing. And then Fortnite DG confirmed that. And that's all it was. Like originally before this, yes, what was he always saying? We was like, you know what? I feel like this is gonna be something. I feel because there was nothing else there. But when you see usage, I'm doubling down on it. Now I know, and nobody can take that from me. It's just something I know. It is what it is with that.
100%. So this list is not the Bible. I like this. I mean, one of the facts, but once we found the list of once we found the data on usage, it helped us come with the numbering system.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to place different cards above themselves, but this isn't the Bible. Like I'm saying, there might be collectors might collect Skull Trooper a lot more for some arbitrary reason than a fish sticks, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe it just appeals to a different demographic, right?
Yeah.
So this list is not the Bible, but I will tell you as a player who's played since Season 2 that nothing crazy on this list surprises me for being in the top 50.
Yeah.
All of it's kind of in my head. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Here's the thing. Once I want you to regurgitate that, this is not the Bible. I even said before we did this, right? You can literally look at this list and you can pull the cards away. So if you want to see the top series 1 cards, And
Mhm.
like, not saying this is the top series one cards, but you want to do that. Guess what you do? You pull away number one, and then you pull away Pilly at number 5. That makes Pilly at number 2. I mean, obviously you have Goo Trooper there, and that's something we haven't talked about yet. But it's just certain cards that blow it out the water. But the top thing to do with this is just look at it, pay attention that this could be very close to what the game is. We feel that it's on par completely, but that's just our opinion. We felt that we went through that. But yeah, I think is once we factor in other things, it's obviously going to shift. But this is where the list is, and I think it was very well
Are
done,
we cool? Are
honestly.
we cool with sharing right now online
Yeah,
about the usage rate?
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that in a second. Brian, hold on 1 second. I saw a question I want to answer. So new collectors are going to be so confused looking at this list and then comps, that's fine, right? So I think it
Mm-hmm,
was Kari who made some good points, like when we were in the Facebook group and he was asking some questions and stuff, and he said something about like scaring some people off. I think that as a new collector, if they
mm-hmm,
come in and they see people who are passionate like we are,
mm-hmm.
and we put a skin that, let's see, Kuno,
Yeah.
like if they see a Sin Kuno top 20 in our list at 18 and she's going for $34,
Mm-hmm.
like that's like, oh cool, I can afford that card and I
Mm-hmm.
love Kuno. So
Yeah.
that helps them. Now if we made this list,
Yeah.
like honestly, if you guys wanted
Yeah.
us to make like the most expensive cards, Wayne would be jumping to the moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because really, if y'all want to know what the top 50 cards are, the
Yeah.
prototype cards.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Renegade Raider prototype number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what
I.
I mean? Hollow Ghoul Trooper prototype. I mean, there's so many amazing, really rare cards that would be on this list, but that's not going to help anybody because it's going to be out of people's price range most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean, and like, I don't want anyone to get stuck with the bag when they're
Mm-hmm.
like, I have to be honest and authentic, and this is what I think will help people long term.
Yeah.
And I want to help the community. I want to help our community.
Mhm.
I could be wrong with some of these. We probably missed some for some arbitrary reason that we didn't know. So like, collect what you like, use your system. I'd like to know everyone's top 50. I can release my top 50 cards if I wanted to. Black Knight isn't even my top one. You guys know
Yeah.
my top one. Mine would be Aura, and then Gold Trooper would be number 2 for me. Um, I wouldn't even collect Peely. I have
Yeah.
no Peelies anymore.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I'm welcome showing my like. I'm like, I think JT said that data can be manipulated, which
Mm-hmm.
is true.
Mm-hmm.
But this was just an honest attempt for us to make a list.
Yeah.
I do not have the biggest collection out there. Um, Comps are really strange right now, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like they go up and down in Fortnite.
Yeah.
They really do. They go up and they go down based on who's chasing what,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of not what we wanted to do. We just wanted to try to get a feel for the actual fans and collectors, not the investors.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that was my 2 cents.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was here's the thing. JT, what do you mean by this specifically? I just didn't understand it fully before I answer. I don't want to answer out of context. Uh what else is
He
here?
said, "If I care,"
Shark.
he said he would end it on a burner account,
Yo. Um yeah,
not illegal moon cards. Wait, I'm missing some conversations
yeah, I'm
here.
not, no, I'm not, I'm not participating in that one, uh, at all.
Yeah, that one's a little crazy there. I'm not
That
gonna
one's
get into I'm not I'm
that
not gonna
one
get into that comment.
that one's
All right, let me
above
see.
me.
I can so I was told okay, who I told that I was gonna bring this up. But
So,
all right, I'm gonna dig into the data here for you guys. So
mhm,
if you guys don't know the site yet, it's called Fortnite.gg,
mhm,
and we're trying to work with them.
yeah,
We're trying to get in contact with them so we can get more data,
mhm,
so that we can use it towards cards and help get it to you guys and like let them know what we need as we're driving traffic to them.
yeah,
Um, but if you come here and you go up to the menu, you can go most used skins.
mhm.
You can hit all time, and it breaks it up by like all time, the 7, anime, fan made,
Keep scrolling all the way down.
fish
Yep.
sticks. Like these are the fish sticks ones, peelies. Like you can see
Mhm,
which peely was used the most,
mhm.
which food skins are used the most. Um, and
Look at
this
the
is
headhunter lineup. My
so
goodness.
explain what headhunter is.
Okay, so headhunter is the head cannon that's used for the skin. So headhunter is was originally a default skin, just like Ramirez, just like Jonesy. and this is the skins under the Headhunter collection. So if you have a Headhunter collection, you doing pretty good, if you ask me, along with the Jonesy and Ramirez. But yeah, it's a lot of great things. Honestly, is this is
There's
the
Ramirez.
Ramirez? Yeah,
So that's another way you can collect based on that.
like as you keep going, like if
So
you
that
go all the
like
way,
if
because they even do battle pass, Dylan. If you just
okay,
go,
we'll go down to the
yeah,
battle pass ones. So you have the Fortnite crew, most used in Fortnite crew.
mm-hmm,
You've got the starter pack, Icon series, Travis Scott,
mm-hmm,
Marvel series. Like some of these won't apply to cards, but Battle Pass Tier 100, has number 2 to Spider-Man.
mm-hmm.
Look at your girl Lux up
Yep,
there.
yeah. My girl, you know,
You can see like Link's number
uh-huh,
4
yeah,
after over 20 seasons.
mm-hmm,
So I know a lot of people were surprised about Link's, but I was talking about Link's like way back. Battle Pass, and now they have all the Battle Passes here.
yeah,
But so like if you go down and you like hit see all, so if you go up here to all and
yeah.
see all, so right now you can see all time. So or 8 million,
Click that,
Surf
Dylan.
which is not a card. I will,
Yeah,
and Focus 6 million. So if you click on the skin here, you'll see the likes,
mm-hmm,
heart eyes, meh, throw up, and how many people think it's shit.
yeah,
Okay, so that's how we get this. Then you get the wish list. Now Aura comes out almost every month, and she still has 17,000 on the wish list.
yeah, yeah.
All right, so then if instead of clicking her picture, if you click the data, you can see her placement each season. So at the end of
Mm-hmm,
each season, what place did she get? She was
mm-hmm,
used number one, number 4, number 2, number 4, number
yeah,
1. So this is a really cool. That's the most interesting data for me. Like
mm-hmm,
here, we can see where she
and
really popped off. She came out. So she came out, and then 185 was where she was at,
mm-hmm,
and then she's slowly been growing, and now you see her all the time. Top 10 the last 4 or 5 seasons.
yeah. This is so also if you go also to like, let's go to good, just pick another skin. Let's go to Midas. How about that? Let's go to Midas. So Midas right there. Go back up on the left side.
All right, see
43.
him.
So if you click this, right, you see chapter 2, season 2, you know, he's number 2, and that's the season that he came out in. So that's all of his data. He came out in that season. This is all of his data. But if you go to other skins, you can compare to where the drop-offs and what happened in those seasons. Like if you really want to go into the details of it, which we did on
Hmm.
some of the skins, and that is just honestly, it just gives you more information about each skin. It doesn't make everything Bible, but we value it. And that's all that matters. We value it and we wanted to give it to y'all. Like it's one of the things that
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
it doesn't mean that this is facts. It doesn't mean that y'all have to follow it. We believe based off of how often this is used, how much Fortnite retweets, how much Fortnite deals with this actual website, we feel that this is extremely valuable. And if we were able to give the community something else, more information, more things to look at, that's what we wanted to do, and that's what we did.
So let's talk about Renegade Raider real quick. Because I saw this message in the Peely debate.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I'm so big on Renegade Raider, right, is I think the most liked skin on here is like in the 27,000, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Renegade Raider, 51,000,
50, 51,000. Yeah.
she doubles it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
wishlist 36,000.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of one of the things like for like Reloaded, which is one of those she didn't get a number. I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about her because I know how people feel about Reloaded,
Yeah.
right? And I think a PSA 10 is going to do bonkers in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why. That's
Yeah.
like she blows people out of the water for that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then if you look at like Peely, I think Peely might be number 2 liked, but I could be wrong. Yeah, 27,000.
27,000. Yeah.
He's really liked, but Renegade Raider doubles them.
Mm-hmm.
Doubles.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Like if you go to, can you go to Ghoul Trooper real quick?
Oh, yeah, go to Ghoul Trooper. Sorry, I was trying to keep up with some of the comments. I don't
Yeah.
want to miss
Oh my
anybody.
God, it's a lot.
All right, so Ghoul Trooper is amazing to look at
Mm-hmm.
because you can see where she spikes. Like every Halloween, Ghoul
Yeah.
Trooper spikes.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
and the same thing with holiday ones. That is one that's really interesting. That's why we
yeah.
like the Halloween and the holiday skins.
Mm-hmm.
Is because those are always going to be top of mind.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like you see this chapter 1, season 1, Ghoul Trooper was number 1. And I think that was, I can't remember. Is that a Halloween season? I'm almost positive it was.
There was
Well,
which one?
chapter
Chapter
2,
C.
season 1, chapter 2, season
Um,
1. I can't remember.
yeah, it's hard to remember. Yeah.
But either way, she was number 1 coming out of chapter 1. And then this skin has been out since the beginning and it still is running this way. This is the way we look at this stuff, and it's just, I mean, it's amazing to me, at least. Let me
Okay,
see.
I mean, try to catch up with some of these.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like you
Um,
can never not count on Shark. Yo, let's see.
yeah.
Oh wait. So this one is by
How does it affect LeBron's legacy? Oh yeah, I saw this comment.
yeah,
I think this what plays into like, and this is just what I'm thinking, but like I think that does play into it. I think that plays to the superhero skins because
100%.
whenever I see like a squad that wants to match,
Mm-hmm.
they go superhero skins most of the time.
Yeah.
Um, Now if they all had the same skin,
Mm-hmm.
it's not because they bought it together.
Yeah.
So like Aura is so popular that most people have it, so they'll wear that together,
Yeah.
and that probably adds to it. You know,
Yeah.
it definitely probably adds to it.
Yeah, for sure. How does this affect LeBron's legacy? I think the way it affects LeBron's legacy is the only one that can compete with him is really Aura. That's the way I see it. Other than that, I don't see anything that could compete with LeBron. Uh
I mean, Bob, I'd be happy to look at your automated model. That'd be interesting. I'm all for it. If someone else comes with another list,
yeah.
I'm all up for reading
I
it.
mean, not JT. Richard did a list just before we dropped ours. I enjoyed Richard list. A lot of my favorite skins was on there. I had no problem with it, and it was based off of the list that we had on the website before this. And then also, I do want to factor in. Bob mentioned this. I can't remember what comment it was, but I did do a top 10 storyline. I did a top 15 sweat, and I also did a top 10. I think Halloween video before this. If you go back to the top 10 storyline video, you will see how it went based off the storyline and strictly the storyline. It looks a lot different than this. Ice King
Hmm.
is in there, Prisoner is in there. So there's not one way to look at a list. There's multiple different ways, and this is just one way. High Ground will be doing a whole bunch of different lists, and I doubt that we will ever please that, but we're not really trying to, just trying to give the best list possible.
So the reason, I mean, we could have come up with our own list, right?
Mhm.
But we wanted to try to get data that we didn't know about, right? We
Yeah,
wanted to like we can't just go off our own opinions.
yeah,
Like I didn't want to just share my collection. That's kind
hmm,
of like cheesy, right?
yeah,
Like, oh, these are the ones I like the most. They're gonna do
hmm,
good. I was like, that doesn't help people. That just helps my collection. It'll help it grow value. I'm not trying to do that. So when we did this list, the
Bob.
value that we added as playing the game
Yeah,
is like we've read all the comics.
hmm,
We've been here. Rob knows the freaking secret skins and all that kind
hmm,
of stuff. And we look at marketing and we buy the products.
hmm,
So like we were able to fill in a lot of this data that is hard to find.
yeah,
So besides like usage in game and the community votes, the rest of the stuff is based off like memory and
yeah,
research. So like OG Battle Pass is stuff that we knew about, what's rare and exclusive. Marketing is
yeah,
like what have we seen? So like if you
yeah,
guys see like have any other data on that, like hey, y'all didn't realize how much this has a toy. Like this gets all the
hmm.
toys. Like if we missed one, that's some major data that let us know. Um,
Bob.
like if you see any discrepancies like that, I'm all up for hearing about it. Um, like for instance, like Dynamo, she didn't get any marketing or word of mouth. But if y'all see Dynamo toys or
Yeah,
if like, you hear about her a lot, if she's in a storyline that we didn't know about, let us know.
yeah,
That's where we could really use some help. Like if we missed something that we just didn't know, because this stuff was based off of research and what we knew about it,
hmm,
where the other ones were based off of actual
hmm.
data.
Like here's the thing. So Bob says, how could it be fully complete card ranking? I don't know any other way to say that this is based off the game. I don't think, whether we have JT in here, we have Bob in here, we have Shard Knock Life. There is nothing that we can say based off of what has sold. This has nothing to do, like, that's why we wanted to do this, because it's obvious of what the top cards is when it comes to the sales and when it comes to comps, when it comes to the market. We don't have to tell y'all that. Y'all know these things. Most of y'all was in here even before I was. So there's nothing that we can say when it comes to sales and comps. Now, when we factor those things in, we want to make sure that it's enough time, that there's enough things to actually make it valuable. That's all
Hmm.
that case is. I mean, I don't, it's just a unique list. And then it's top 50, and literally in the YouTube video, we put top 50 Fortnite cards, High Ground Edition. We didn't. It's just is one of those things. There's multiple other not multiple. There's a YouTube channel that has, I believe, the top 100, top 50 sales.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna see that that's there. Like, I mean, if I went and looked at the top 50 sales, I wouldn't agree with what's there, but that's just a fact of what has sold. So it's there for anybody that wants it, really.
So I saw some people saying like the list is completed. This list is going to keep changing. We do want to add like pop reports. So like as cards keep getting graded and stuff, especially with Series 3, because Midas is hitting crazy numbers.
Yeah,
Like if those continue to get those numbers, they definitely have to like
yeah,
take effect on the list. So if you come to here and you'll see that we have this link here. It says view old versions of the list.
yeah,
I'm not deleting this and changing it without letting you guys know.
yeah.
Every time we update this list,
Mm-hmm,
there'll be a new column here,
mm-hmm.
and like you can always download the old one and see what has changed and why.
Yeah,
This is literally just data for you collectors, for our fans, for
yeah,
everyone who's this community, just for us to collect the way we want and invest the way we want.
yeah,
And we're just trying to give you guys the data. You do not have to use it. I'm not trying to do
yeah.
anything else. So like if you come here, click this link, you'll get a PDF.
And
I actually
yeah,
haven't clicked it, so hopefully this doesn't take too long to load. But
yeah,
like it'll have the entire screenshot of the whole web page. You can download it if you want, but I'll keep it on here if you just want to view it. I don't know when we're gonna update it next.
yeah,
But like if we'll probably look at pop, maybe we will go and look at the pop
hmm,
tens,
yeah,
like see if we can. I
yeah.
just know that like normally it takes a couple years for it to really be accurate.
Hmm.
That's what it took for series 1 and series 2. Um,
And here's the thing. The thing is this. Like, I think I told Dylan before he went live. I think 5 people messaged me about Dyer. Right, Dyer not being on this list is not going to stop somebody that's collecting Series 1, that's building a Crystal Shard set, that's doing any of those things. It's not going to stop anybody from buying Dyer. It's just not like. And for instance, I think somebody bought up Brute Gunner and that Brute Gunner sold. The thing is, no matter any way people spin it, Brute Gunner's a sleeper card. I don't know what anybody. It really is, and the fact that we didn't know this. Like
I didn't, and I
we
didn't go
really
out.
didn't.
Just
Yeah,
so you guys know, like I would like Brute Gunner is still available. Like I've
yeah,
had this, like we made this list, right? And
yeah,
like there's cards available.
yeah,
Like I think there's a Tigress available.
yeah,
I didn't go out and buy it. And it's like
yeah. Isaac. Yeah,
I want a Gold Trooper, USA Gold Troopers.
the,
We might, I mean, we might have helped someone's PSA sale. That's true, but it probably whoever bought it. I think this list is going to be pretty good for them.
yeah.
Like,
Now,
there's
yeah,
nothing on this list is like, oh, that's bad.
yeah. Isaac. Actually, I'll say this. This was when Ice King didn't end up on this list. That was a rough one for me because I genuinely told y'all that I literally like the comic put it heads over heels for me, like when it comes to Ice King. But he did not make the list. I mean, we can go through those things, and I know like even JT Dillon, we all like deep in the comics. JT, when it comes to comics, bro, is top tier. Ice King is that boy. Like after this list, it was just one of those things. And when it came, so okay, for instance,
So
obviously,
he has 13,000 uses,
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
And he's 700 on the list.
but
And
yeah,
it's
like
just, I mean,
so
yeah,
Chris,
it's missing some of his seasons, but it's like maybe this is like his bump up is from the comics. Maybe I don't know. And he had a couple pages in the comics, which definitely would have boosted him.
yeah.
But like 13,000 is just like there wasn't enough other factors to get him on the top 50.
Oh, Bob, that is not true, my guy. The first time Fortnite decided to introduce storyline to the game was actually Visitor, and then after that, we went into season 5 uh where Drift was actually brought onto the island from our actual world, which was in California. Then we go into season 6. That's when Bright Bomber became Dark Bomber as a doppelganger, and then you also had then you go to season 7, and that's when Ice King was introduced. So Ice King was not the start, and he was not the beginning of the storyline at all.
I mean, I didn't even consider Ice King that big of a storyline. It was kind of like a cool for
They didn't
me.
be
It
Ice
was a
King.
cool like
Yeah,
in season thing.
Ice King got an event. He got an event, but also this was
Rob got it
realistically,
memorized.
yeah,
A man's on point for those
like
seasons. I'm telling you.
Ice King got an event, but the thing was, Ice King just came to fruition recently. That's what makes Ice King great because I think he's about to have his moment once again, what I brought up that me and Dylan talked about a couple weeks ago, I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't frustrated where the storyline ended up at the end of this season. And my thing is, I just don't know how it's gonna play out thoroughly. You know what I mean? I think
Mhm.
that's what first, like when it came to singularity not being on the list was hard for me. But the thing is, Donald Mustard did say singularity is going to be important, but at what point, and if she ends up a villain, we don't know how the community is going to respond to that. I like villains, but if we look at Dr. Sloan, a lot of people don't like Dr. Sloan because she ended up being a villain. So it's kind of one of those things we have to wait till things play out. But Ice King is definitely a great card. I love Ice King. Y'all know that. So it's one of those things where if you like Ice King, it's not going to stop you. It's only 50 cards, and there's well over 600 cards in the. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, it's 600. It's over 600 cards, right? Yeah, for sure.
So this is another one. Like when Series 2 came out, everyone was chasing Ultimate Knight, and I was like, "Who the hell plays with Ultimate Knight? Who cares about the card? The card looked vicious, right?"
Yeah.
But this is what I was talking about: 9,000 uses,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, as a collector, like you can just, it's like there's not going to be that many fans from it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how else
So
to put that.
so Bob, here's the thing that goes into it. Yes, Ice King is building up, but when it comes to Cuddle Team Leader, when you want to talk about like
Oh
marketing,
yeah.
when you come to marketing and toys, the thing with Cuddle Team Leader is she's a part of the Halloween run, and the Halloween run is Skull Trooper, is Bright Bomber, is Cuddle Team Leader, is Skull Trooper. I think I said Skull Trooper already. What's the other? Oh, Drift. My bad, Drift. Those are a part of that marketing, and also if you look at any merch, any kids merch, any merch that Fortnite comes out with, Cuddle Team Leader is going to be on that merch. They push this. This is not it. And I know Dylan liked the skin. I'm not really a fan of Cuddle Team Leader, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't deny what Fortnite does with that skin, just like Pilly. Like, I can't deny that Pilly is a great marketable skin and he literally has a high fan base. It's just what it is. It doesn't matter what I feel when it comes to the likes of Pilly and Cuddle Team Leader. It's what Fortnite decides to use, and they do it well.
Yeah, I mean, Cuddle Team Leader isn't that used because of her hat, which is
Yeah,
also taken off soon,
yeah,
um, hopefully. And the other thing is, like, if you look at the loading screens, like every time there's a hint to like a new season and stuff like that, the
yeah,
Team Leader's logo is on it.
yeah,
On the mech, the Cuddle Team Leader's logo's on it. It's
yeah,
everywhere. She's in everything. Um, she's one of the skins that people know. Like
yeah,
people know that skin. They know the Cuddle Team Leader.
yeah,
They know the name. If
yeah.
you play Fortnite, there aren't that many skins where everyone knows the name of.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I talk about Fortnite, I know because of the cards the names of almost every skin now.
Mm-hmm.
But like in game, like
Mm-hmm.
most people don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's only few, right?
Mhm.
Maybe 20 or so that
Yeah.
most people know.
Isn't The Rock supposed to
That would
play
be
Cuddle
hilarious.
That's nuts. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Like Dill
Yeah.
says, Cuddle Team Leader screams Fortnite.
And
It's like
and
nostalgic
and
Fortnite.
it's like off the top of my head, iconic wise, like there's literally it's Black Knight, Renegade Raider, is Bright Bomber, Pilly, Cuddle Team Leader, Gold Trooper, Skull Trooper. There's not that many iconic
Hmm.
skins. Like there really isn't. But Cuddle Team Leader and all of those ones, they fit in
Like
there.
for
Like,
instance, like even Focus,
yeah.
like people don't know the name of Focus.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
average people, but she's
Right.
played with 6 million times, or they do.
Yeah.
Like people
Yeah.
know the name, or they don't really know Focus,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so like Dark Bomber, they know that name.
Yeah.
Even people don't even know Dynamo a lot of the time.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And it's the difference between what's that one skin and then they actually saying a name. That's the difference. And I want to bring up something superhero wise, right?
Hmm.
When it comes to a superhero skin, can you click that YouTube? Did you take that you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, Bob, I wanted to bring this up for you real quick. This is one of the top no build streamers. His name is Zimmy. This is the way he wears the superhero skin. This is Jotaro, right? That has no representation of the actual card, and that's why we bunched them all together. So you just go superhero skins, because when a superhero skin pops off or becomes extremely popular to a fan base, the skin, they wear it the way that streamer or the way that gamer wears it. And I understand that doesn't you may not feel that that's important, but that's extremely important. That's why the superhero skins were bunched up as one.
All right. So this is what Jotaro looks like on card,
Yeah.
and this is how Zimmy plays her.
Yes.
They do look nothing alike. And so like it's our speculation,
Yeah.
which take it with a grain of salt, like is
Mhm.
that the collector probably wouldn't like that as much.
Yeah.
Now
No,
where like someone like Aura is a spitting image of who they played with, right? So we have to take that into consideration. And that's speculation on our point, so like on our part, so take that however you want. But
Bob,
like that's a big difference.
Bob, did the superhero skins not make the list? I mean, here, if you want the superhero skins that have multiple different styles that are that popular, if you want them in the top 10, to each his own. That just didn't make sense. It had to be grouped together. The superhero skins being in the top 50 is absolutely amazing, and I think it brings light to how popular they are. But just that being in the top 10, that just didn't make too much sense because it's so unique. And those are one of the ones. And then you mentioned you compared it to the double agent set that has wildcard, chaos agent, and hush. That's completely different because those are brought as a group, and then the superhero skins you can buy singly. So that it is just not a comparison.
I'm trying to go back and see if there are any other questions that we
While
missed.
you're
I think
doing
there's
that, while you're doing that, by the way, Shar, yes, congrats on that base set, bro. That is
oh my
absolutely
gosh, that's
amazing.
amazing. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
Can we
amazing.
also do a shout out to King from the Facebook group?
Oh,
I believe he completed the BGS 9.5
oh
hollow
yes,
set.
yes, yes. Christopher, yeah, Christopher King, yeah.
So I watched it. Congrats to him as well.
He got
Um,
some pristines too, right?
some tins, yeah. No black
Yeah.
labels, I don't think, but I cut out early. Um,
Bob, what does this mean though? What does this mean? Can you explain to me what this means when you say this? Like Singularity has the helmet, Jules doesn't have the hat on. What does that mean? Like this is Jules has a literal mask option. The superhero skins are completely customizable from head to toe, including the eye color, including the mask, including the whole bodysuit, including the emoji that you wear on the front. It's two completely different skins, marketed two different ways. It's completely different, not even in the same stratosphere.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's how we feel about it. It's just the superheroes just feel different,
Yeah,
right? And then like you saying someone taking their hat off, right?
yeah,
It's different. The skin's still the same, but when you're the superhero, you don't
yeah,
see them as Joltera,
yeah,
right? You see it as like your own customized version. But if you play with
mhm,
Jules with a hat on,
yeah.
you know, yeah, it doesn't add up. I don't know how else to explain it except for like in game, you don't like if I wear a superhero and you wear a superhero, I don't feel like they're the same person.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And the thing is like this is it just hasn't, like Dill said, it has no, it's hard to correlate. It's one of the hardest ones to correlate
Hmm.
at that. It's just one of those things that is just not really easy to put together when it comes to the cards. Um when it comes to Richard, shout out to Richard for the moisty set. I didn't know you completed it, bro. I missed that, but shout out to that. That is amazing. Completing any form of a set, especially skin specific, is not an easy feat.
Yeah, no, congratulations to that. I guess I haven't completed my Aura set till I get all the outfits at Aura. Oh, and to talk about that, that's one thing I wanted to bring up. I mean, I'm open to people's
But
feedback on this one for
Bob,
sure.
Bob, I'm not gonna lie. I thought we just explained it. It's one of those things where we had to bundle them because the usage is, they're literally like, for instance, Backlash is the most used superhero skin, right? But at the same time, they're all high. So they're all in the, most of them. It's like I think it's two that's outside of the top 10. All of them fit in that top 10, but they have the uniqueness, and like Dale said, the correlation between game and card is just legit not there. So it was just no way that it just had to be set together because it is that popular. So it had to make the list. But because they're so uniquely worn in game, it just had to be bundled together.
Like I had to look up to see which superhero I had. You know what I mean? Because so like we bundled him all together. I don't know if that's what they're asking, but someone
What?
else was saying that we bundled the superheroes
That's what,
together.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, because I don't know even which one I had. So if I was collecting her, as long as I got one superhero, I wouldn't
Yeah.
really care that much.
Yeah, and
I
I mean
guess.
that's the thing, and like as let's be as real as possible. All of the superhero skins are ethnicity separate, like they're based off of the ethnicity. So you buy whatever one you want, and then you move on. Like it's no reason to have all five of them because they're all literally the same in context of the default skin, and then you just customize it the way you want. So, and they wear them with the mask, so it's really only realistic to buy one, and that's kind of what happens. So you just bundle them together in that instance.
So, I like Sharnox here. A comment here. He says it
Yeah,
sounds cool. He says he comes from data management, so he loves this stuff, but it's not going to change his strategy.
exactly.
And that's perfectly fine. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
At the bare minimum, what
Mhm.
we wanted to uncover was what are some
Mhm.
things that people are missing. Like I knew people were missing Aura
Mhm.
because I was buying her at one point for $25.
Mhm.
Right? And there were people were buying Ultimate Night for like 400 or 500,
Yeah.
right? So like I wanted to know when we made this list, like what are we missing at high ground?
Mhm.
And that's what this data helped us get to, like skins that we weren't paying attention to that have potential.
Mhm.
Like Brute Gunner, for example, had potential
Cause yeah,
that we didn't know. Like top 50, I would have never assumed. Like
never.
this baffled me when I saw this. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing I did want to ask, or this is like someone brought up, and I'm curious about this, is the double agent wild cards got a lot of good points when you're
Mhm.
looking at the community votes and stuff. This is their second card.
Yeah.
Should their second card outweigh some of the other ones?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like if I had to pick some things that fell off the list in version 2,
Mhm.
it'll probably be the second version of card, even though this is their
Right.
more popular styles.
Right.
It being their second version and a heavily printed, I could see those coming off the list. So I would say
Yeah.
Double Agent Wildcard, Double Agent Chaos.
Mhm.
I think there any other? I think that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see those falling off the list just because those were repeats. Like Chaos Agent's already here, and you
Mhm.
have the first wild card.
Yeah, because I guess what Dylan is saying is that I actually agree with now even more
Mhm.
that we did this list where I guess it's the same thing that when Bob bought up Kuno compared to Indigo Kuno is like that Kuno's a representation of that. So once it
Yeah.
goes into the second one, unless it's like absolutely insane, like numbers, it's like okay, it's just a representation. If whatever set it was in first, I guess that represents the whole,
Yeah, it's kind of
it's
like the
one of
rookie
those
card. Now,
things.
if Indigo Kuno came out as like a numbered
Yeah,
card,
yeah,
right, or something like that, or a super low print version of it,
yeah.
then yeah, that'd be a different
Yeah,
story.
chill, stop. They keep saying this is this is not investment advice. No investment advice. Yeah, yeah, funny. But nah, but
We
seriously.
just yeah, this is not investment advice. We're just trying to help people understand what people like in the game.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Um, I just felt that that's what was missing from the hobby was like, what do people like in the game for those who don't know?
Like even like a like so for instance, Randy was big on Echo for Dylan. What would you say? Like Randy was big on Echo probably like 6 months, 7 months before like we even like started talking about Echo at all. And I'm
Hmm.
like, at first, I'm like, bro, I rarely seen Echoes at that time. And then the next thing you know, like Echoes just circulated out of nowhere. I don't think a streamer mained Echo. I don't know what happened, but that
Yeah, I
skin,
mean, Echo's probably. I hate
like,
Echo as a skin
can you
personally.
can you go
Like
to that skin real quick? And
Echo
then
would not has 2.5 million usage, and
But
look
see, look
how
at this, bro. That's crazy.
yeah.
That
So
is
now it's like in the
insane.
top 15 for the last 4 seasons.
Yeah,
Like me, if I just went off of my knowledge, I wouldn't have known that. I
yeah,
mean, I've seen Echo, but I didn't think it was that big.
yeah,
And I don't like this skin, but she made the list, not
yeah.
because of me or he.
Mm,
I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah,
Not a favorite of mine, but I guess
yeah.
it is a sweat skin. People like it.
Right.
I
Chaos
mean,
agent.
I know there's a lot of people who are mad that not a lot of Series One cards are on here,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like, there's like when I first got into Fortnite cards, there's like I don't know, maybe 20 or so Series One cards I really wanted,
yeah, yeah,
right? And then Series Two, there was even less
yeah,
for me personally.
yeah.
There's only maybe like five or so,
Mm-hmm.
and then Series Three popped up, and there was a bunch,
Yeah,
right? So the
yeah,
fact that Series Three had I think 23 on this list,
mm-hmm.
it makes sense to me
Yeah,
because like I even off the top of my head, besides y'all talking about Dyer, I don't know who I could take off this list to replace other ones,
mm-hmm.
like off the
And
top of my head.
it's like the best and another way to kind of explain usage, since that's like such a big topic, is like the best way I can explain it is equivalent to like a player's jersey, right? This is like a jersey representation of whether it's a streamer or your personal skin. But like if you look at the top 10 sales in the NBA or the NFL, so for instance, right off the top of my head, Now, this my boy. So I have no bias with this. This my boy. Josh Allen is the number one selling jersey this year. But Josh Allen does not have a Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes does. Patrick Mahomes is number three, and I think who is Parsons is number two, right? But so the usage was just it was a metric. Once we got to okay, this is the most popular, this is the most used, then we went on to the next thing, and that was like the likes, that was the battle pass. So that's kind of how we did that. But it's not like we're gonna deny that this is like the most selling jersey or the most used skin. That's why we factored that so high, because it really does show how popular and how much a skin is really used.
So
He
JT,
said
I
Parsons
agree.
Christ.
Tomato JT says Tomato Head not being on the list was a surprise to him. It was
Yeah,
a surprise to me. I was
yeah,
like, and then when I looked at the data, I was like, oh snap.
yeah,
People do not play with Tomato Head like
yeah.
at all. It's
But
kind of like he got left in the dust by like all the other
and
food skins.
And I guess the weird thing is like Tomato Head is legit, extremely OG season
Mm-hmm.
3. But on top of that, I guess his POIs is actually more important and more popular than the actual skin. And maybe because of it's the head size, and then you get into the factor of the male skins, all of these type of things that goes into the psychology of why somebody wears a skin. That's a whole nother conversation. But I was
But like, I
definitely
mean, his
surprised by
wish list is
Tomato Head as
down.
well. Yeah.
His usage is super low, and I mean, 5,000 likes is pretty decent, but
Yeah,
like,
it
I don't think
is.
that's enough for it to
Right.
stand on just to
Right.
be in the top
On its
50.
own.
You need some of the other points.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I was. This was another one I was surprised about. But
Bob
then again,
said
I sold all my tomato heads because it didn't mean anything to me.
Bob said, I'm only salty because you didn't consider thick skins. Listen,
Wait, which thick skins are we missing?
yo, that's funny.
I'm not gonna go too far into that. It's not 12 o'clock yet.
It's not 12 o'clock yet. Yo, that's funny. That's funny, Bob.
Yeah, Fortnite does scream. I mean, Tomato Head does scream Fortnite. So like,
Yeah.
if you wanted to throw this out with the bathwater, like
Mhm.
Tomato Head would be one.
Yeah.
But like me looking at the data, it's like it looks like there's probably better plays.
Yeah, like that is definitely like Tomato Head's iconic for sure, or at least on the verge of icon. I mean,
I
you
think I
can't
think he's
you think it's
iconic.
yeah, he's
He
definitely
is
in
one
there.
that people know the name of.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I mean, if we had to, like, I could see if we had to replace some of these,
Hmm.
I'd be okay with like
Which
replacing one of these doubles with Tomato Head.
but here's the thing that people don't okay, let's open it up even more.
Hmm.
Which we wanted to do. Like
All
we
right.
had this, yeah, we
I mean,
had to
you know what
stop
we should
ourselves a
do?
couple of times. Yeah,
You know what we should do for version 2 of this?
yeah,
All right. I'm open to getting rid of Chaos Double Agent and Double Agent Wildcard since they're
yeah.
like their second skins.
Hmm.
Are there any more? Maybe even Agent Peely.
Yeah, because it Pilly represents the whole. Yeah,
Yeah, so 3.
yeah,
So like I'll open it up to the community. We got only 17 people here now. Who would you
yeah,
guys replace here from these 3?
yeah. That's a good
Like,
question.
yeah, who would you replace? I'm open. I mean, I guess Tomato Head would be. I think Tomato Head would be a decent one. I'll let the community. I'll let the community speak and see what they think. Like, what 3 would you guys replace that with?
Yeah,
What 3 cards are we
yeah,
missing?
yeah.
JT says leave the list alone.
You really like those country girls, hey man. Calamity will overtake my Fable shrine. That's funny.
Now, Fable is one of my favorite skins, and like I remember wearing Fable. And was like, oh shit, he has Fable from season
Yeah,
6. Like someone in a random squad said that.
yeah.
Fable is one of the ones that I liked a lot. Season 6 is my favorite season, so I like Fable. I like Calamity.
I love Fable's
Um,
pickaxe. That
yeah,
pickaxe is
everybody
fire,
likes Fable's
bro.
pickaxe.
That's a fire pickaxe. Um, Matt is Valkyrie just a, yeah, I know, Matt. That's crazy. Matt switched up on Valkyrie. That's wild.
Season 3 Depth Diver. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't even know who Depth Diver is.
Oh, Dylan.
That joint's got 419 uses.
Yo, so
It's
just so you know,
1,000.
Fortnite hit 1,500 skins this week.
Whoa,
Yeah,
1,500.
yeah, 1,500 skins this week. Yo, the beginning of the sentence is hilarious.
Which you know about this one here?
Yeah.
It's been a hard year, Tig. Valkyrie was my number one. Yeah, that's an interesting way to start the sentence.
Summer Fable, yo. That's Bob said Katara. Katara, yeah, Katara is a yo, she has a major like fan base though. Like that's the crazy thing.
That's spelled right, Katara.
Why did that pop that? Where's Katara at?
I don't. Which is that how you spell Katara?
Yeah. Immediately the first picture. Yo, that's funny. They always did. They be tripping where
Is that how you spell her name?
Lex is an interesting one. Lex is an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, I mean Lex is interesting.
Fastball.
Chun Li as a card. Is that what you mean?
That is a Party Royale to number one right there. That's a whole nother world. Party Royale was insane.
I mean, if they
We
make it on
need
card,
Big Sweat Smoke list.
I bet you Fortnite GGs will make that list here shortly.
They probably would.
They probably would.
They
They've got
really
every
probably,
other
yeah,
category.
yeah, they probably
They
would.
literally have every single category.
Nobody will argue over that list. Maybe who's number one. That's about it.
I think people know who's number one, but we're not going to get into
I
it.
definitely don't agree with that. I would agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
Not even close.
Who beats that one?
A lot.
Look
at
I don't know. Probably sponsored by Chardonnay. All right, so Series 1 is so classy, and I know a lot of people were mad that there weren't more Series 1 shards on the list.
Yeah.
But, for me, unless you're a set collector, a completed Series 1 set is mind blowing, right?
Yeah.
That's just from the collecting side. That's just crazy, right? You can't argue against that. You have the full complete series.
Yeah.
But let's talk about people who aren't going for that, which is going to be most people in a few years, right? And they're going to be going for the skins that a lot of people like, in my opinion. So it's if you're not able to get that full one, what are some of the skins?
That's okay. We just need the PSA 3 t-shirt. That's all we need.
Yeah. What do you guys think about PSA 3 t-shirt? That's not.
Yo.
But who are the people who are mad? People having
and it's not. That's not going to do. That is. Listen, this list is not going to do anything to Series 1. It's just.
Series 1 is rare. They're still going to be worth whatever it's worth. People aren't going to go sell their Dire just because we didn't put them on the list.
Not happening.
And if a card crashes, then it was going to crash eventually.
It's not. It's definitely not because of this list. Yeah. So JT, yeah, exactly. That's not. It's one of those things where I was definitely surprised that I think people think that the value would be confused, or if a new collector comes in and see Midas at number 4, they're gonna go and get Midas, and it's gonna be at the price that it is. That's not gonna switch it, At least
so Starfish. They said look up Starfish 2.1K. I don't hardly ever see this skin.
Nah, I can never wear that skin.
So no, that's gonna be a hard pass.
Yeah, shout out to Westro.
I'm glad people have their favorites though.
Yeah.
So JT is kind of on point here. You guys want to know, I knew people like Meowskulls, right?
But Meowskulls
I didn't know people liked Meowskulls.
Because that's
30. He has more than Peely. 30,000 likes.
Yeah.
20,000 wish list.
Now,
if I was gonna pick real quick, if I was gonna pick a reloaded card besides Renegade Raider, it'd probably be Meowskulls.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at minus JT.
So even let's I don't care what listen. If Surf Witch is in Series 4, how do you not go after Surf Witch? You know what I mean? She is if you look at, some people may not value usage, but Surf Witch is, I think she's the second. Is she second?
Yeah, she's second. She's a million under Aura.
7 million people, 7 million gamers. And she was top 5 from Chapter 2 Season 8 to Chapter 3 Season 4. Well, Chapter 3 4 Season 1, because she's top 2 right now. And that's what Nagop's being there, because Nagops is going to be number 1 this season because it's the Christmas season. She'll start dropping off towards the end of the season, and then everything kind of probably will balance out more than likely. But this is,
She is
Yeah,
definitely one to look out for Series 4.
yeah.
Um, and if you guys don't know, she's a re is she the first or she's the reskin of Haze,
Reskin
right?
of Haze, yeah,
She's the reskin of Haze.
which is
So,
a great skin as
which one do
well.
you go after, Haze or this one?
That's a good question.
Right? Because
That's a good
Haze
question.
herself
She does very well. She
has
mhm,
I guess I'd see them as 2 different skins.
mhm. Yeah, you
They
have
have
to.
2 different names. I don't see them as like Aura has that winter style.
Right.
That's obviously the same skin. These are similar.
Fresh aura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fresh aura and all that kind of stuff. But these are almost 2 different skins.
Mhm.
So I feel like the Series 4 Surf Witch,
Yeah.
could pass Haze
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. She only has 500,000 likes.
Mhm.
So I mean, stuff like that. That's why this list has to keep getting updated.
This is
Um,
except for this bogus dire tobacco. uh then Wes has a fish stick opti PSA 3. Oh shoot. We might have to go for that one.
if you guys
Then
have, never mind, I'm not gonna go ahead.
JT says his list starts and ends with Midas. Yo, I'm gonna keep it. This may be some different slang for you, but I'm gonna keep it a bean. If Midas was in series 2, bro,
Ooh,
that would have been, I'm not gonna lie, that would have been
if
crazy.
Midas was as rare as like Series 2 cracked ice, like to be honest, like that's what's
Hypotheticals,
hypotheticals. I mean, that's kind
yeah,
of what's holding him back here.
yes,
That's
yes.
definitely what's holding him back here.
Can we
Hypotheticals. If
Can
he
we
was rare,
explain in depth a little bit more why that's holding him back? Like, can we go to like all of the factors of that? Because number 4 and number 3, like, so Gold Trooper and Midas are the pretty much the, well, no, I can't even say Gold Trooper. Midas is the only one that has the usage, he has the likes, he has the storyline, and the only thing that he really didn't like get a super major bump on was like the battle pass, like, like battle, like he's chapter 2, he has that a little bit, but he couldn't get too much more than that. But I mean, if it was even a series earlier, it would have been pretty interesting.
yeah, I think because Midas is that card, and the connection to the lore, the potential,
Hmm.
how much Donald Mustard talks about Midas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rarity is important. Demand is more important, but
Hmm.
rarity coincides with that, right? And so
Yeah.
like with Midas, with pop for Midas being at
Hmm.
least double,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
minimal double,
Yeah.
that has to play into a point of it. Um,
So along with this, like, when it comes to a tier 100 skin, especially a tier 100 skin, if a tier 100 skin has usage, like true usage, it has to be factored in because one, you have to get all the way to the end of the battle pass, and then you have to they have to consistently wear them throughout these seasons because you have all of these sweat skins that people may not like, but they do get high usage. And the fact that he fights and goes against those,
mhm.
that's pretty insane. That's saying a
But the
lot for
fact
one
that
of the
he's
main
so well
storyline.
used for
Yeah.
a battle pass skin that was level 100, I mean that's pretty
So
impressive.
well, so well used, so well liked, heavily marketed when it comes to toys and all of those things, Funko Pops, and he's a
Hmm.
part of the storyline. Like, and I still feel they haven't done enough when it comes to this is kind of going off a little bit, but we can come back. I still feel like Fortnite hasn't hit a stride when it comes to merch, when it comes to Pilly, when it comes to Fish Stick, Midas, Drift, all of these marketable skins. They still could do it even better when it comes to the merch and when it comes to things like that. And I hope eventually a team or whatever team they have really do it, because I think it's a lot more potential there, especially when it comes to the marketing side.
The most used tier 100 skin is the Spider-Man
You can
skin.
go to and you can go to the list. They
Yeah, I can go to list
separated
to
it.
show you that. It's the Spider-Man skin. It was
Just
ranked as
click
a
no, go to most used and just you got to just refresh it.
so it was Midas was number 2, I believe.
Yeah, so you got to remove the Marvel.
Yeah, if you take out Marvel, because we'll never get a Spider-Man Fortnite
Yeah,
one.
because
Let's see,
so
Marvel series Battle
there it
Pass
is.
tier 100 is Spider-Man, Gwen, and
Spider-Man,
Midas.
yeah, and then Spider-Man,
Oh,
Tony
this is the
Stark.
season. My bad. Let me switch this to all time. Make sure when you guys
Yeah,
do this, you click all
yeah,
time, and that's the
because
season.
you want the full.
Season 1 is chapter 4, season 1.
Yeah,
So that's this current season. So let me go back down. Make sure you do that when you're looking at the data. So yeah, Battle Pass tier 100. You can see he's number 2.
Midas and Dennis Lux, my girl. Like, and
That
so
surprised me. I don't
that
know what
surprised the
tier one.
heck out of me.
I don't know what tier 100 I would put over her though. I wish I had Lux. I don't have
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Go to CR real quick, just so we can get context a little bit more. So this is how it plays out. And obviously, Black Knight is number 12 because so little people have that skin. Omega at number 7, Ragnarok 15, Dire 17, Eternal Knight 14, Fusion 13, because Fusion is in series 2, right? Or is he in series 3? I can't remember
Fusion
what.
Series 2.
Spire Assassin 18, Ice King 19, and then Ultimate Knight 21.
Vendetta 2. There's a card for Vendetta with his helmet on.
Shar said, I have no idea who Surfwitch is. Wait, hold on. We missed a dang. Hold up.
We missed a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, Surf Witch is something to look out for, and we're definitely going to be using this list when we
Mm-hmm.
try to come up with the Series 4 expected card list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. Was Drift not tier 100? No,
Drift
he's
is
tier 1.
tier 1. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Which they have that
You-
list as well if you want to pull that up.
But you had to get to tier level 100 to get his style, right?
Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
progression. Yeah.
yeah. Thoughts on Zero? I mean, I have some
I have a soft
speculation on
yeah,
Zero,
I have major speculation. That's all it is though.
but it's 100% speculation.
Yeah.
It's like his name's Zero, 0 point.
Mm-hmm.
He appeared right after
Like,
the
yeah,
end event.
yeah.
That was
Which
his. He
was
was the first item
interesting.
shop.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of speculations, and I have like 2 or 3 Zero cards.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot lining up to that name and that skin, but like there
Yeah.
wasn't enough data for us to put him on this list.
Yeah.
That's a really like dark horse kind of play.
JT said that's crazy that Lux is second. Honestly, I didn't know. Dylan, I really didn't. I thought that because can I
I
explain,
I I
can
didn't think that.
can I explain why I was so confused on this? Is because this is what me and Dylan had ton of conversations offline because it's so hard to judge uh what people feel after the initial moment. So when the
Mhm.
initial moment happens, people may because what the thing with Lux is Lux it wasn't hated for the skin. She was hated because she was a simple tier 100 skin. Compared, they felt that Blackheart should have been number 1, and that's because Blackheart was a little bit more unique. He had more of a villain or a superhero feel, you can say. But I think Fortnite was attempting to do what they were seeing. They were seeing that sweat skins and that the female skins were becoming popular, so they took a swing at it. It didn't work originally, and then obviously as time went on people became more accustomed to it. So I was thoroughly surprised. I was surprised Lux was 110 on the usage and
Yeah,
second tier 100. That was insane to me. I won't even lie to you.
the fact that she was close to the top 100 skins used out of 14 now 1500 skins, I was very surprised, especially
Yeah,
with all that you just said. Like I was
yeah.
surprised by that.
Richard, don't worry. Moisty Merman is not last, but
All right, you guys want
yeah,
you guys want to find
you're
out
at
what the
the,
least
let's
used skin
go.
is?
Let's
It's
go all
probably
the
a
way
skin that
down.
just came out, to be honest. But
Yeah, it's gonna be a couple zeros on there. Go all the way down. It's not
Shark Nog said he's not even
not
dad. He
even
has the dad jokes.
that.
Oh, get me started on my dad jokes.
Yo, let's see.
This is a lot of skins. So like, if you were mad that your card didn't make it to the top 50,
Don't
this
be.
is your competition, guys.
It's a lot, yo, a lot.
All right, so
And it's
these are
something that's
some
not even
skins
on
that are
here yet.
coming out.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's kind of crazy. So like, you can look at some of the ones coming out.
Yeah, these are ones that's dropping. A lot of people waiting for that one.
All right, so oh my gosh, for real, I hated this skin. So
I was
chapter
so
2,
mad.
season
Yeah.
3, that was a minute
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
No one used that dude. 71 uses.
Mm-hmm. And this is all
Um,
time, y'all.
yeah, it's
Just
I
take
mean,
one.
none of this is surprising.
Yeah. So keep.
Like Sure Shot. This
See.
is a series 1 skin, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
No.
is
Yeah.
it a
Series
series
one.
1?
I think series one. I think
So you have 116 people that, if they become collectors, will want
they.
that card.
But here's the thing: 160 people that decided to press loading in and go into a battle royale game. Go into
Yeah.
that's super low, bro. That's pretty crazy. And it doesn't mean that the skin is bad to everybody. It just means that it doesn't have, the overall usage.
I mean, just like looking at these, like I used to use Hazard Agent all the time
Yeah,
back in the day. Dang, no one's using him.
that's crazy because that skin is fire, Loki.
I thought the more he would have gotten more uses.
Is he one of the more popular ones, or like where does he
He's
fall?
like one of the main characters from the show.
Got you. No, because I know
Uh,
nothing about that one.
so like this is a series one card, 562, 0%.
Yeah.
Yeah, this makes you feel bad for some of the people like and like Ice Queen. Like you guys remember people were buying Ice Queen 592. You guys thought I was playing, but like when people were buying Ice Queen, I was like
And
spending
and
crazy amounts. Like Ice Queen's going for $400 and Aura is going for
bro,
$25.
and one of my first Instagram posts, I put links against Ice Queen. I was like, "Yo, this is insanity to me. This is crazy."
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I use them because they're from the same season. They're part of the same exact feel of that era. I thought that was insane, but that, and then but that's when the card market comes into play. Like Dylan said, when it comes to her pop reports though, and her gem rate, that's when it gets interesting. Now, if somebody
Because
went, that's the thing. We're not saying that the card doesn't matter, because the card does matter when it comes to pop reports. And if you see that
mm-hmm.
opportunity, this list was just based off the game. That's kind of how we seen it.
Yeah, and I mean Ice Queen is interesting because her PSA 10 pop, her gem rate is like like 5-10%.
Yeah,
I think there's over 20 graded, only two tens for cracked ice.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that was the male bullseye. Sorry, Jake.
yeah,
Yeah, that was the
yeah.
male bullseye. Um, so like when I saw this going for crazy amounts of money, I was like, people are like in let's say 3, 4, 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're looking to complete a set, no one's gonna be looking for Ice Queen. Like
Right.
there's people who don't even know she exists.
And that's the thing. Like, it doesn't mean that the card market won't be looking for Ice Queen, but the overall full potential that we all talk about, it's just
Hmm.
that we all talk about just the future hypothetical. Let's even put it that way. Ice Queen will not be one that is look now. Guess what can happen? Like we brought up, and like Bob brought up, Ice Queen could end up being Ice King's wife. It could be, and then that can happen. And when it does, that changes a lot. It does. It may put her in a different factor, but as of right now, that's just the way it plays out.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was so when we looked at this, when we got this, like I didn't have this when Series 2 first came out, just so you know.
Yeah.
It was just obvious to
Mhm.
me as someone who's
Yeah.
played. Like I
Right.
never even knew
Exactly.
Ice Queen existed. I
That's
that's
funny.
how little I've seen her.
Only
I
reason why I
never
knew is because of the loading screen. That's the only reason why I
Yeah,
knew.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. But like
Yeah.
I was like, wait, that's a skin? I ain't buying that. So when people were I sold her, like I don't
Yeah.
couldn't believe people were buying her for that. But like if you don't play the game, it makes sense. And then everyone was jumping on the Ice Queen, Ice King train because of that.
And it was only one. It was Ice King. Like it
And
was
like
just, yeah.
what's her price now? Do we know?
No. So get hype. It includes arenas, and yes, it do include squads. The only thing it doesn't include is creative. So it doesn't include creative, and obviously things like late game, it doesn't include things like that. So late game, creative, it doesn't include those things, but it does include arenas and squad plays.
Okay, so Ice Queen now a PSA 9 is going for 270.
Hmm.
And I think for the hype, I don't know what graded, but like I sold a raw one for 400
Yeah.
way back when. I know the market's come down, but like this is the kind of thing like I wanted to try like our community to avoid going forward. It's like you can't just hype on any hype train just because you see big sales
Hmm.
and like hold. And like that was my biggest thing with Autumn Queen was everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, hold that is a big card." People were buying and selling for 2K. I was like, "Whoa, whoa, chill." I mean, I don't know this guy's position, but like we can't just be throwing out random like what
Hmm.
ifs and getting people stuck,
Yeah.
right? Not everyone has that kind of disposable income. They might think it's a sure thing because the entire
Hmm.
Facebook group is jumping at it.
One, and this is another thing. I agree with this, Bob. This is where, yeah, I know I probably overused the word at this point. I love the word aesthetic because that's how I feel about Deadfire. I think Ragnarok, those two are probably some of the best looking cards in Series 1 to me. And that's just based off of, I mean, obviously I like the Deadfire skin, but I genuinely think that card is absolutely beautiful. So aesthetic is definitely going to come into play. All of those things will eventually come into play. And even like a Raven. Raven is a beautiful card, like that purple. It just them series one shards just hit different. Where
Series one shards do hit
I'm a
different.
sucker for all the series one shards, bro. It don't matter besides Fly Trap. It does not matter what skin it is. I rock with that joint heavy, like when it comes to series one.
Now I will say, like, I feel like the gold pump
Yeah,
belongs
could
on
have
this
it
list.
could have been on. It definitely could have been on a list.
But that's just my like personal observation. Everyone loves the pump. I love the pump.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I didn't really have the data for that. But if I had to add one, it'd be the pump
Yeah.
from series one for sure. Or hunting rifle. But no
Mm-hmm.
one cares about the hunting rifle but me, it looks like.
Yeah, no, I mess with the hunting rifle heavy, but yeah, I think in context, the pump definitely could have made it. It probably should have. If we went back to it, it probably could have been an honorable mention. We could have did something like that because it definitely needed to be mentioned for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this, like, the market's just gonna speak for itself. People are gonna
Yeah,
want the pump, I feel like.
Brazil.
Um,
Mile High
aesthetics
said,
look
yeah, Brazil.
go
Mile
ahead.
High said Brazilian aesthetics will be their downfall. Um, yeah, is it's hard because one of those things I think because okay, Brazil is a little bit darker, right? Like the Italian shard has a little bit of a lighter tint. I think the Brazil is a little bit darker. Um, that probably could be a downfall, but when it comes down to what you can get, I think that's where the Brazil really comes into play. Like if you can't get that S1 or that Italy shard, that might be the play. And then at some point, maybe Brazil jumps something, when it comes to Italy. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's
Yeah,
interesting to
that's
follow.
that we wanna talk about speculation, that's complete speculation. It's
Yeah,
like
I just
trying to
don't know.
argue those
Yeah,
points. Like, I think Brazil and Italy are really, really similar.
yeah,
Just because the shard print's pretty similar. I don't care
yeah.
about lighter, darker. I don't see it as much, but I know a lot of people say some are lighter, some are darker. But you can
Oh,
easily see they're very similar where USA isn't.
I love this, Isaac. Yes, this is something
That's true.
Dylan, and Randy were yeah. When we went to the FNC as Invitational, that listen,
Oh,
the
for the audio,
Brazilians,
real
yeah,
quick, for the audio podcast,
yes,
Isaac Cho says Brazilians love playing the game. Like
yeah,
they're playing the game too, like heavily.
yeah.
Oh, go
This
ahead.
is
Sorry.
no, yeah, you're good. Thank you for doing that because we forget that sometimes. It was absolutely insane. Like you just looked over to where we were sitting, you just looked over to that left corner, and they were going absolutely insane. Their support system was crazy. It definitely opened my eyes. And as we were sitting there, we looked at each other. It was like, it could really help out down the road. Never know how it'll play out, but it is something to think about.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, the UK has a lot of players too. Like
Yeah,
that's not fake. Like
yeah,
so, it's not
yeah.
just the US. So like that's something that's very different than like sports cards and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because I don't besides soccer and stuff like international people don't really collect
Mm-hmm.
like sports cards like that. They collect
Yeah.
stickers.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is kind of new territory, but Fortnite is like a worldwide game.
Yeah.
So how those do is kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to expect what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So like it's a
And
world market and it's not just USA.
yeah.
So
And
I mean I like
yeah.
all of them. I like the USA shards more.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the
I
other
don't
shards
mind.
too.
Yeah, I don't mind any of them. And I think the interesting thing about like those is like if y'all wanted to do this is just also another thing you can look at. Uh, certain pro play like Dylan, you're attest to this. EU showed up. The
Mhm.
European they won the FNCS. Everybody thought USA was gonna win. I won't say USA. I'll say NA East, NA West. Somebody from those teams were gonna win. Uh, the European squad duos was just different, bro. I'm just gonna say that. So that's also things that doesn't mean that's gonna factor into the card market. It may never even be a thing, but it's also something you need to look at, especially when it just comes to in general, and especially as Fortnite does more live events. They're back in the circuit, and it's gonna be interesting, very interesting to say the least.
Get Hype Card says he's curious if you combine the in-game play of all Peely skins, would it jump higher? Not much. Like some of
Mm,
these top skins, like they were in the millions.
mhm.
Um, I'd have to go back and look, but like I don't think it would even touch a million.
So I have one based off of what he's saying. Interesting one is Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Sky has three separate styles that do great in multiple different categories. But in general, if we did talk about Pilly while Dylan is looking up Sky, if we talk about Pilly, his Frozen Pilly was free. Frozen Pilly was free, and that has the highest usage. But I think OG Pilly is absolutely
Yeah. So
yeah.
Frozen Polar Peely
Polar
was that
Pilly. There
it?
you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
136,000. So you've add up all of them,
Yep.
and he barely breaks 200,000.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have much. I say what helps with Peely is his print run,
Yep.
right? I think personally, I'm not a Peely collector.
Mm-hmm.
I think Peely can move past Midas possibly
Mm-hmm.
because of the print run. Like, I
100%.
mean, we can go and look real quick.
Yeah.
And we haven't done this yet because, like, I think
That's where we're going. That's where we want to
we're
advance.
gonna wait at least a
Yeah.
year and a half before we do Series 3 pops because that's gonna
Yeah.
take a while. But
But
like, if
but
we
that's
compare
yeah,
Peely real quick,
that's where we want to advance the list too. That's where we want to, because we really want to continue to build this, continue to grow this. We really want to put a lot of sweat equity into how much this list is going to be looked at.
so, so there's only 24
Mm,
graded and
that's insane.
15 tens.
That's
Okay,
insane.
see that's insane, right? And so then we have Midas. Midas has 115,
Hmm.
but he has 70 tens.
Yeah.
And this has slowed down because it's been a couple months, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely slowed down a lot. So 70 tens versus 15.
Hmm.
And it's not that far out of reach
Yeah.
to think that there's, because of what, 15 minus 70, right?
Yep.
It's not that far reach that there's going to be 60 more high end collectors
Hmm.
looking for Midas and Peely.
Hmm.
Like, if you think about high end collectors, where both these cards will be worth a lot,
Hmm.
they're probably going to be a little older.
Hmm.
It's not that far fetched to think they're going to want Midas over Peely.
Yeah.
Like 60 people out of 350 million, it's not that far fetched.
Yeah.
Now, if that number keeps going up, it becomes less likely, and Peely might overtake them.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
For
Eventually,
sure.
the market will tell us.
Hmm.
But until then, until we see more pop, that's what it is right now.
Yeah, and I want to kind of pair Christopher's and Shard's comment, because I agree with this 100%. Christopher says, I don't chime in often, but I agree with Shardnock. I do not care about popularity that much at all. I like the art, especially series 1 is my favorite to collect as a collector. And then I'm gonna just pair Shards with this. Not the angle for everyone, but the market will determine who wants what,
Hmm.
regardless of reasoning. 100%. And
Agree.
that's why, honestly, me and Dylan were so confused originally, because we're like, this. The thing is, people already know certain things about the card market, and that's why I said in the past that I value the card market as a growth factor of the overall Fortnite IP. The way we view the cards, the way we view the skins inside of our hobby matters, and that's why I said that this was a list just based off the game. But when it comes to the full card market, it gets interesting. It's just a different way to look at it, for sure.
Yeah, and people know the Banana Man, and they also
Mhm.
know Black Knight because of their big sales. And it's like funny. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, this banana is worth this as a headline.
yeah, it is.
And that
Yeah.
probably adds to it. Like, that doesn't take away from it.
Hmm.
That probably adds to Peely, to be honest. But that's
And
why they know about him.
then Bob says, yeah, the card market has been quite different from the skin usage in games so far. That's because skin usage was not a thing until 6 months ago. So, and probably it's
And we're
probably a little
first
less.
adapters. Let's be
And
clear. Everyone
and
is first adapters. There's
yeah,
more high-end collectors who are coming from sports to try to make a buck than there
yeah.
are actual collectors like Rob and myself.
And it also, like Dylan is saying, it really doesn't matter unless it matters. And what I mean by that is, this type of thing, this list that we created, this matters to us. This is the experience, this is the feel that we had of the game. This truly matters to us the same way the series set, the aesthetic of the card matters to a Christopher, matters to a Shardnock. That's what we're saying. This is just another way to look at it. If you go to Shardnock page, you know exactly what's up. You go to Christopher page, you know exactly what's up. And that's just kind of what we want to bring to when it comes to the gaming side.
Now, I do want to clarify again. It's like just because something is like 5, 6, and 7
Yes.
doesn't mean like it's
It's
gonna be way more.
yeah, yeah.
Like these are all really good skins.
Mm-hmm.
Like theoretically, these could all be worth around the same amount.
100%.
And
Yeah.
like it's gonna be
But
trickle down economy. It's like most of Series 3 probably won't be worth that much. If it's
so,
on this list, it probably could be.
so Sharnak is my witness on this. We talk a lot in DMs and everything like that. And for the longest, I said Pilly is underrated before the comics, right? But I couldn't explain it. I had nothing to
Hmm.
truly show. You know what I mean? All I knew is what I knew. And then when this came in, that's what made it so amazing, because I think that this really helped. at least me and you explain
Yeah.
what we're trying to say sometimes. And I think that's, even if people don't fully agree with it, I think it just helps us kind of bring around a high ground point, if that makes sense.
This is another good point. Someone said like the reason why I want to wait on Series 3 for the pop is like stuff like this.
Yeah.
If you look at like Elite Agent, Cracked
Hmm.
Ice,
Yeah.
2 out of 16.
Yeah.
Like, so people are complaining that Elite Agent, a
Hmm.
Series 3 card, is
Hmm.
on the list so high. First of
Yeah.
all, Elite Agent came out in season 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is let's look at her usage.
Hmm.
She has never dropped below 60
Hmm.
in 5 years.
And that's a battle pass skin
And
at
it's a battle
87.
pass skin, a high battle pass
Yeah,
skin
high battle
too.
pass skin.
Not like so that's crazy impressive.
Hmm.
She's that old
Yeah.
and used that much, and people know her by name. Um, and like it's Ramirez here.
Yeah, Bob, and I know me and Dylan slightly differ in this, slightly, very
Hmm.
slightly.
Which
But
one?
Bob said I think Series 1 Shard will always be ahead of in terms of price compared to Series 3. I actually fully agree with that. Even though some skins, like I think Midas might be an outlier. I don't know where he'll fall, and even like in a maybe elite agent focus, depending on how the market adapts to it. But for the most part, I do genuinely agree with this.
So I disagree in the fact that it depends on the skin.
Hmm.
A majority, pop
Hmm.
maybe, yeah. But like, look at this one, a graded
Yeah,
one, ninety nine
yeah.
dollars.
Mhm,
If that was the case, that one would be eaten up.
mhm.
$99, $150, right? And
S
so it's
s
like if you go
spon
and look at
sponsored by Shark. But yeah.
yes, so like I mean, you go look at Midas,
As I said it.
like
AKA Bob,
nine
what's
hundred
up?
ninety nine dollars. I mean,
Mhm,
even the hollows are going for more.
mhm,
So I don't know if that's exactly true.
mhm.
Um, but that's just my opinion. I
But
think
yeah,
it depends on the skin.
and
Those were
I
bad
get where you're
skins.
coming from. Yeah, I get
Those
where
were
you're coming
bad
from.
skins. I think the majority probably.
Yeah, yeah.
The majority of them most likely. I
Shark.
know that wow, those look good.
Yeah, there's
What's up, aka Bog?
to put in. But yeah, like I think this is an interesting point by Shard too. Like just talking about Pilly. The Pilly is honestly the perfect meme skin because you don't have to explain it. It is a banana. Like it's one of those things where
Well,
like
it's one of those cards. It's like
yeah,
even kids who don't play the game.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
my 3-year-old is like when I had the Italy cracked ice one,
yeah,
and like she used to mess with my cards. She'd pick up this and she goes banana. I was
yeah,
like she
exactly.
like let me see banana guy, and then she
Hmm.
also likes the skeleton.
Hmm.
Right? They're just classic like
And
that.
I think that's also why Pilly was over fish stick as well. Like, don't get me wrong, the numbers is there for fish stick,
Hmm.
but you might need a little bit more explanation when it comes to that card, that
Well,
skin
Peely, yeah,
compared
Peely.
to
We
Pilly.
gave Peely more points for like game changer
Yeah,
notoriety because people know Peely.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's rare, so like the rarity for Peely is gonna be crazy. Um,
Yes, this is exactly what happened, Shark. Yeah, it was all even kill for sure. Yeah.
he said didn't miss much card. Everyone agreed with Rob and Dylan's ranking list.
Yeah, I
In
listen,
harmony, I like it. In harmony.
listen, I feel people listen, I'm a passionate talker, yeah, as well. So yeah, just keep that in account. I'm a very passionate talker.
Y'all should see how much Rob yells at me when we get off.
Yo, I do not yell at you. That
You
was a
did a great job, Dylan.
yo, nah, bro. But you know, I'm just a passionate talker, man. That's all.
Yeah, see, this is kind of what we're talking about. Yeah, Midas is in Series 3. His
Hmm.
demand will outweigh the supply. I
For
agree.
sure. Especially when it comes to them lasers. I ain't standing off that hill. Them lasers, bro. Yo, stop playing with the lasers. That's all I'm saying. Stop playing with the lasers. Like is
I don't know.
undeniable.
Elite Agent, only 2 PSA 10s out of 16.
Hmm.
That's a crazy pop right there. So that's why we're kind of waiting off on that. Like,
Yeah,
but
we gotta wait a
Midas,
little bit for Series 3 for sure.
'cause Midas might be the only. Let's see, where is lasers?
Bro,
Like
look at them
2.
lasers, bro. Like, come on, man. And it's
But
like we said, it still needs more time.
yeah, it
Still
still
needs
needs
more
more time
time.
because like
Yeah.
we know they print more blasters and megas last time.
Hmm.
Like, did they do the same? We
Yeah.
don't know.
He said, Shar said he bet you have both tens. Yo,
Bet
nah.
I have both tens. Me?
No,
No.
that's
I wish. I have a I think I have like 9 elite agents
oh,
ungraded. I don't have any graded ones yet.
hot take.
If Midas was a series 1 shard, it would have been more expensive than Black Knight, true or false? More expensive? Ooh.
Okay, if I'm being honest, my first initial thought is yes, right? But at the same time, he it's you kind of have to say series 2. You can't really say series 1. So that's kind of hard, but that's too
I
much of
you
a
know,
hypothetical. I don't know because like
it would have been closer for me before we did this list, but looking at the data, I think Black Knight beats him.
do you see I for me, I think Midas beats
It would
Black Knight.
I'd have to see
I,
the card though.
yeah, that's the I
I'd have
think
to see the
yeah,
card because like I like Aura like the gold hits. Like if Midas was up close like this in series 1,
yeah.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'd have to see the card. Um,
Yeah, see, AK Bog, and this is why like that it is a little bit of a debate because the once again, I know Bob may not like this, but when you see BK, the nostalgia immediately comes back. But there's also a different generation of nostalgia for Midas. I just don't think they're here yet, and
yeah,
that's
because
kind of
like
what I see.
Midas has a true fan base,
Yeah,
but Black Knight is like kind of the goat.
yeah.
If
It's
you kind of you know what I mean?
so. Do we bring up the? Okay, so it's
Because
just one.
it's kind of like Curry has a fan base,
Yes.
and then you got people like me is like Michael Jordan's a goat.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But at the same time, it's different, right?
Yeah.
How do you compare that?
So we brought so me and Dylan was talking offline and we brought up the once again we brought up the jersey sales. So it was the
Mm,
top 10, it was the top 10 jersey sales, right? So number 10 was LaMelo Ball, number 1 was Curry, number 4 was LeBron, and number 3 was Jordan. Like that's kind of the way we feel about BK. Like it's one of those things where everything can be debated, but it's just going to be so hard to make your debate so strong that it knocks BK out of place. It's just one of those things. It's interesting to say the least.
well, see, interesting you say that because Larry Bird isn't one of the top selling jerseys, but Michael Jordan is,
Yeah, and Larry Bird is not.
and Larry
Uh,
Bird is crazy.
I think Pilly has to be a little, and Larry Legend is that boy, but Pilly has to be a
I
little
mean, but
bit.
cards are different, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's different. It's just a way to
He
think
said we
about it.
did. It's a Boston fan, bro. He okay. You got it. Sticker. Be honest right now. Are you a Boston Celtics fan? Like he said. He said,
Larry Bird is
where did
well
Larry
because
Bird
wasn't
come
Larry
from?"
Bird like a wasn't he like a garbage man?
I did. Oh man, no, bro. Larry Bird and Magic was listen. They was hot off rip. I don't know if Larry Bird was a garbage man, but that was an interesting one. Sticker, you have to tell us right now, bro. Like, are you a Boston Celtics fan? Because that I feel like that's me when I bring up Bills players all the time in a conversation they don't need to be in. Bob being sarcastic with Pilly is like Kobe. I would say
Ooh, like Kobe. I feel like Gold Troopers like Kobe.
yeah. Or
LeBron's like Aura.
but does LeBron or Kobe have more? I mean, it's different now, but did LeBron or Kobe have more hate like through their career?
Hmm.
That's the hard thing. Like LeBron did something to get that level of of hate, but Kobe, like I don't know, like was it the did the mentality?
Well, that's why LeBron's
It's
like
hard.
Aura because people hate LeBron.
Yeah,
I don't know if that means people hated Kobe like they hate LeBron.
live. He said I'm from ATL, but I didn't sticker. I said, are you a Boston Celtics fan though? Are you? So you're a Hawks fan? Yeah, like hmm.
So I'm checking here to look at the reload. So this is one of the things I'm interested in is the Renegade Raider pop rate. For those, we did not include Reloaded much in
Mhm,
this set, and we gave pretty much an honorable mention to Renegade Raider.
mhm,
I don't know where she's gonna
mhm,
fit on this list,
mhm,
but she will make it probably on this list depending on where was pretend the sorry based on where she lands on the pop report.
mhm.
So like right now, I had the 110, I sold it.
Yeah.
Um, I sent in my best ones out of like, I don't know, 20 or 30.
Yeah.
Um, Depending how big this number gets in the future, how early this set came out,
Mm-hmm.
she could make it on this list, and that's why she's here with the asterisks.
Right.
I know most people don't feel that way about Renegade about Reloaded,
Mm-hmm.
but that's why I couldn't put her on the list because I took the community into consideration when I didn't put her on the list. But that is why. Very interesting one to watch. And I agree with JT.
Yeah.
Iverson is definitely Peely
Yeah.
because
That's why I put it up there. Yeah.
everyone knows
Mm-hmm.
AI, everybody,
Yeah.
especially internationally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That
But they
was.
know Kobe internationally too,
Yeah.
though.
He was that. No, I like that Iverson versus Philly one.
Dang, Bob, that was so
Yeah.
depressing.
Yeah.
This is the most depressing comment of the night. We're
Because
here
we're
discussing
because
cards as if Series
we're
4 is gonna be
so
printed.
unsure, bro. We're so unsure.
Let's
I have
all
no idea.
tag Panini. Can you please print this?
Listen, we need to do something like that because they need to tell us something.
Can we sign a petition?
We need to do something.
A
You
full
probably
set.
do if you put it together.
Well, I have a full. I bought a
Yeah,
full set when it
yeah.
first came
So
out.
yeah, so there you
I
go.
definitely have. I have way more than a full set.
Yeah,
I have a lot of Reloaded.
I think every. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel the way Kyrie is too. I'm trying to be positive about it, but
Oh, sure.
Dylan,
No,
Dylan tried to
you must have missed our podcast. Was
last
it
week.
last week
Yeah.
or week before? I emailed my contact at Panini,
Mhm.
and he said, what were the exact words he said? He said, we have, or he says, I don't have any news
Yeah.
yet. Keep you posted. Whatever that means. No news yet. Keep you posted.
Jake, that's what we hope happen, man. We just hope that it just sparks because every time we do this, it just sparks something else in us for sure.
John Wick
You know,
Shard would be pretty cool.
I would love for the Reaper style to come in because it's not they did it good enough where it's not John Wick. I think they can get away with getting Reaper in there. I wish he was in there earlier though.
I know the contact I need to get Shard Knot.
And you can't get it. It's hard to get. It's hard.
I've
Yeah,
gotten his email,
yeah, yeah,
and um it was a hard email to get, and he won't reply.
yeah.
He's kind of like a recluse, I heard.
Gary said he deletes his card information from eBay before he hops on. Man, it'd be rough, bro.
I mean, I can't wait. I want to buy more cards, but I'm not in the position to buy. I can't wait to like.
What are you telling?
I can't wait to get some more funds so I can start buying some cards again.
That man.
I guess I could try to change my formula for asking the Series 4.
Mhm.
I thought I was pretty open to it. I try to reach out. I try to show that like, hey, we talk a lot. We have a community all interested in it. We just want to like gauge it, you know. Um, I think obviously they would print it if they could. I think the question is, do they have the contract still?
Yeah. Sharnock said if they don't make series 4, I do think this has enough profitability to come together as a community with some serious pushback to try to change that. I agree. I really do agree. I think so for sure.
Oh yeah,
Shar,
100%.
Shar, how would you feel since you wasn't in this conversation last week? How do you feel if fanatics get it based off of like if they buy Panini outright or something like that? What would you feel about that? I know you know enough about it when it comes to the sports side. So what would you feel?
While he's answering that,
Yeah.
the pulls you get in Series 3 megas are crazy, unless
Yeah.
you're me, because
Oh, you mean like what you actually? Yeah, yeah.
I don't pull anything from Series 3.
I could choose.
I bought all my cards because nothing I pull is what I want.
I could truly say, without a shadow of a doubt, for some reason Dylan did extremely bad with Series 3, and I don't know why. Like when it came to pulls, bro, I don't know what it was.
I think it's karma, right? Because
Like,
Series 2, I pulled 2 or 3 Ultimate Knights and sold those joints. I
yeah,
pulled some Ice Kings, Ice Queens, sold them.
yeah, yeah,
I think it's karma. Like I did good on Series
yeah.
2. And then I bought auras on the down low, and so maybe it's just payback, you know? I don't know.
There you go, Bob. Do the work. Let's go. We all gotta do it. A little piece here and there, everywhere.
That's true. Like if they get like hundreds of tweets like, "Hey, where's
Yeah.
the Fortnite Reloaded? It's 2023."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like we should start doing that.
Yeah, because like this is what Shower says right here is interesting because this is how I feel. I don't know how I feel about it totally, but I do know without a shadow of a doubt that Fanatics will market and push the Fortnite cards if they got it. Other than that, I don't know how I feel about it in general. So, what is Twitter? But yeah, that's definitely something I would be interested in.
So, AK Bog, I think it was Wayne, but someone said that their contact told them that they've tried
Mm-hmm.
to get Epic Games to let them do that, and they got turned down multiple
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
That's a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come from me. It's not my actual content, but that's what someone said. I think it was Wayne, but I could be wrong. Someone said it in our podcast once.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a rumor. But since we haven't seen it and it's an obvious tactic to make, that
Yeah,
sounds plausible.
yeah,
Now, if they turn them down for that reason, the question is why.
yeah.
So I don't know. That could be.
And then another thing is for Fortnite, if y'all want Dylan and me and Dylan to do the merch, hit us up, bro. We're interested. We're interested. I that frustrates me a lot too. I think it's some good things here and there. But the merch definitely needs to be the marketing across the board definitely can go up a little bit for sure.
You talking about Fortnite merch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gotta figure out how to do that. But
Yo, Bob, I thought about it. We might have to do that. What's that movie, The Intern? What's that?
be the
We
old
could,
guy
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah. We could do that. I'm with
No,
that.
I looked up. I looked up Panini America on like Glassdoor, and it just their reviews of that company do not sound great. I don't know if I
No,
want to be an intern there.
bro. It's probably extremely hectic, bro. Like I can
It's
imagine.
low pay and
Yeah,
hectic. They said if
yeah,
you like to look at sports memorabilia, that's cool, but besides that, it's kind of like a pain in the ass.
yeah, yeah. It's because I mean, like we brought up last week. I know JT don't want me to bring this up again. My bad, bro. But they did do a little bit of a slight swing. It looked more like a Uno card than a sports card, but they did like kind of do a swing at cards in the Fortnite Football Club set that the Epic Partners got.
Hmm.
That doesn't mean anything. It could mean nothing at all, which it probably does, but you never know.
So since Shark Knock wasn't here last week, this is what I was kind of thinking is
Hmm.
that um, Epic Games has been doing a lot of partnerships with sports and athletes.
Hmm.
And I think they chose Panini America to do this card deal
Hmm.
because they had the sports license.
Hmm.
And then when that got taken away from them, Epic Games might be like, wait, no, we're doing a lot of athletes. We
Yeah.
want to be under the same umbrella where they have the rights to the autos and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
my thing is maybe they want to stick with whatever has the sports side of it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why we haven't heard anything yet.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, I mean, that's what I feel could be pushing it. If you think of it from a business point of view, why
Yeah.
would Epic Games not want to go with Panini? It might be because of the sports sides being taken away.
Yeah, I think it's interesting thinking about Series 4 coming or not coming out is very interesting because it can have an effect. But like Shar said, I think that this community, you'll hear us for sure if that doesn't happen somehow, some way.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
like, yeah, yeah.
we'll
I
reach out.
mean,
We're gonna get some more
look,
collectibles
we did a
made.
list and see what happened. Like if series don't come out again, it's gonna get interesting real quick. I'm scared of them hearing Bob for sure.
Yeah, we'll
'Cause
just send Bob.
yeah, we
We'll
just
just
said
give
Bob.
Bob's
Like,
their
yo,
email. Like
yeah,
Bob, go
just
at it,
Bob.
man.
Hit him
You
up,
you
bro.
get them to get this going. I mean, that'd be
Crazy.
interesting. Is that Wizards of the Coast you're talking about sticker?
Which one? Oh, you put it. Which
He
one?
said he'd like to see a Wizards of the Coast Fortnite print run.
Mm. As long as they don't trade it. Yeah, I mean, what?
I,
Hmm,
I mean, some of the full art is kind of cool for like some of the
yeah.
stuff, but I don't know. I want to keep it sports. Like I don't want it to be a trading game.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, Kari. I'm glad you said that because what Kari is referencing is like last week he was talking like, yo, Dylan brought up like after we talked about the draft, which we'll bring up before this is over as well, with Richard. But man, it's some dope list. I mean, there's some dope collections out there, and it's interesting to see who the top dogs really are, even if they kept it anonymous. But we just kind of put like I guess like an avatar next to them or something like that. I think the community and overall other communities seeing what some of these Fortnite collections look like would be fun. So we got to think about that. Yeah, because Kyrie, you right. Because what Christopher is doing is absolutely insane. Like these pristine tens and just his whole collection in general is nothing to mess with.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Bob, I'm all about like the sports style of trading cards. I mean,
Yeah,
because I know firsthand that people don't have, like we talked about this on the Reddit when the person was like, "Hey, I didn't have a way to collect Bullseye.
yeah,
Is there a Bullseye card?" I said, "Yeah," and they were blown away.
hmm
Like once that actually hits, I think they'll be big.
yeah,
Um, no, there's no way they're not gonna do cards. There's just no way. All they have to do is throw in some skin codes in there, and there's millions of dollars.
yeah. It's
There's no way.
and it's crazy because like hypothetically speaking, right? So Bob was bringing this up in like some of the comments. Um, a skin like Wildcat. Is it Wildcat?
Which wow, which,
The Twitch exclusive? Switch exclusive, not Twitch. Switch
yeah,
exclusive.
yeah, it's the Switch
Yeah,
exclusive.
it's Wildcat.
Okay.
Like that's a lower end not I'm not talking about a lower end skin. That's a lower end promo skin. Like that one is very obtainable. Like if you wanted to spend like 275 to 300, you can have that skin in your collection with the codes on eBay. But then
Hmm.
there's ones like Reflex, that's Nvidia, Galaxy, that's Samsung, like ones that you can't get again, but there's some expensive skins in Fortnite, like legit expensive skins. If they put those codes in there, plus this community, it could get interesting pretty fast.
So it sounds like Shardnot has some guy looking for Black Knight shards. That's
Mhm.
crazy. Just looking for one in general.
Yeah.
Um, so
Mhm.
when we were making this list, I have to
Yeah.
be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
When I saw it, we're at number 2.
Mhm.
I was like, no offense, Shardnot, but I was like, damn, I wish I didn't sell my aura to Shard. I only have 4 now, and his aura 10 that I sold him because it was an
Yeah.
SGC 10, and he got it as a PSA 10, and I could have 3 PSA 10s right now. And like I feel like I'm not selling my aura for less than a Black Knight. That's how I feel.
Hot takes.
That's my hot take. I'm like dead serious. It's like, I mean, I say I'm dead serious, but then again, I sold my Renegade Raider for 1,000, and I told who Black Asset I wasn't gonna sell for like even 1,500. But
Yeah.
like they hit me up right away, and like when the cash is in your hand, like right there, it's like it's
Yeah.
different. But
This that would be a great idea for codes. Yeah, like I the codes would make it very interesting. I would be interested in codes over I would be interested
are
in
you
the codes being equivalent to the
mm,
number parallel over anything.
JT? I was watching that. I thought I was gonna get a steal on freaking Elite Each. I've been looking for a 10, and he was so low. And then I looked, it jumped. I was like,
That's one I still have to get in my collection as well.
I 100% would not have resubbed
Yeah, yeah,
like
that's
Shard
true.
did. Let's be
That's
100%
true.
real.
That's a fact.
That's
That's
a
a
fact.
fact.
So I wouldn't have 3 PSA 10s. You are 100% correct. Um, I I don't I would have kept it in SGC.
Yeah, yeah,
That is definitely
because
true.
that's a different risk right there. Yeah,
Cracked
that's
and
on another
resub,
level.
not doing it. No, sir. That 10, I would have kept in a
Bro,
10.
like no lie, yo, like we didn't get to talk about it too much because we went to summarize in the top. Chaos Agent, bro, like that card in general to me, like I genuinely think that Chaos Agent can jump a good amount of spots down the road. Like I really do. Like
I do too. I mean,
the
it's
thing is we just
speculation.
yeah, the thing is we just don't have enough for him to this is all speculation, like you said, but I just feel
Where is
deep
he now?
down,
Yeah, he's at 28 now.
it's
Like,
no
let's
way
go
he's
look at
staying
his
there.
pop. Let's look at his pop.
Yeah, it's just no way. There's no way.
So I mean, I think Chaos Agent. You know how I feel about Chaos
Yeah.
Agent.
First of all, that whole and then like
He only has 9 graded, but 7 of them are 10s.
7 of them are tens. Interesting.
Definitely high up on that. So like, who's the most? Like, who's the most series 2? Is it Aura now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I want to see. Like, I want to see like now that Aura's getting her respect, right?
Yeah.
People should be grading her. Like, I want to see what number Series 2 can hit. Right now, we're at 14 10s, 33 total. What
Mm-hmm.
is Ice King at? Ice King, Cracked Ice, 41.
Hmm.
So, oh yeah, thanks for putting that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Aura is at like 33. Ice King's at 41.
With 11 tens.
11 10s. So, like, I mean, that's still low. Like, what's Black? I guess I have to look at Black Knight. Like,
BK
this was gonna
still
interest me
he's still where he at.
at 35.
That 36. Shire, how much do y'all all think BK is gonna go up this year? Let's do that. How many more Series 1 Crystal Shires do y'all think is gonna end up on a PSA pop report specifically?
Hmm. I'm. I mean, at this point, it's been 3 years.
Mm-hmm. It
Like,
really,
I
yeah.
don't think it can double. Do you?
No, I mean, I genuinely don't. I really don't. I don't know. Is like I said, it could be a lot more products out there. A lot of people have major sealed collections, and we don't know where all the product is. But see, I
So,
knew Shar would answer.
Ice King 41,
Mm-hmm.
but that's gonna slow down because people stop buying Ice King.
Yeah,
I think Aura might get up to that 41 number.
yeah.
Are we thinking at this point it's 50? No, it can't be. It's gotta be. I don't know.
I have no idea. Richard, yeah. Me and with 8, I think me and Dylan can be the voters. I think that's a good. I'm talking about this one right here. He's talking about the draft. I think we can step out with 8 and be just kind of be the drafters and manage it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's what we
yeah.
really wanted to get to.
Y'all don't want to know mine.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna be traumatized off rip if I don't get my first card. So no, but I would, down the road. I think because Richard had a really great idea. Just so y'all know, this is Richard's idea. We got to figure out a way to, brand that for the community. But I think this is gonna be really fun. So hopefully it goes great. I think we're gonna enjoy it a lot. Uh Where is so Richard says BK will go up by 3 in 2023. Shard says 12 tops by the end of the year in
Well,
10s.
he also said interesting. Like a lot of these are resubs, and I know some of the auras are resubs.
Mm-hmm.
For
Mm-hmm.
instance, we're talking about Shardnock resub some from SGC because we
Yeah,
didn't take SGC into effect.
yeah,
Um, so I know Black Knight has to have some.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know what the pop is. I know Series 1, Series 2 is super low.
Shar, we got to get you on to talk about this type of stuff. Like Shar goes in the in depths of these things and his list and his I love those things. So we might need you to hop back on for that.
Now, see, this is something that also can affect the list, but like this is going to take time for
Take
it to like
time.
really
Yes.
triculate. Like,
Yes.
A, it has to be a skin worth grading,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because like otherwise, you just don't know if people just didn't send in to be graded,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, I mean, that's what's going to make it hard.
Or Sky
Um,
Laser. Switch JT switched the subject real quick, saying sorry to change the subject. Did anyone get their comic signed by Capullo, Snyder, or I don't want to what is it? How you say his last name?
GLAPION,
Yeah,
y'all.
there you go.
Um,
Yeah.
so I know what you're talking about. So there was a signing that you could
Mhm.
send it to and pay X amount of dollars, and they could do it. I didn't send mine, but of course, mine's already signed by the writer, so
Yeah.
I wasn't going to crack it and resend it.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know about anybody else.
Shar's
Um,
Shar's girlfriend found her way in here, right here. You see this?
yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Hold on.
Block user.
There you go. Uh, Bet Shar, we definitely gotta get you back on, bro. You
Yeah,
gotta come.
so
You
like
gotta come on a live.
I know Shardnock has been cracking and resubbing, so I think if your Black Knight didn't 10 and it got a 9, it's worth
Mhm.
the cost to resub, I think.
Yeah.
So I think whoever is sending those in is probably worth doing it at least once. Um,
Get the link, hurry, Matt. Two of my three BK hollow tens were nines, crack resubs. Wow, that's crazy. Now
all right, so
this
I've
is
been talking
crazy.
to Rob about this for I
Yeah,
hate the Dynamo skin, but like
yeah.
I've seen some ones out there, right? Look at the pop on this one, like two tens for Dynamo, hollow, zero
Holy
tens.
crap! Out of
Like
20, wait, over 20 out of 29.
out of 29.
Yo, that's pretty insane.
I told you guys I'm a big Black Knight collector. I sold all of my Black Knights
Yeah, yeah.
for low price too. Low price. I sold my Black Knight PSA 8 to a friend for he's not here. I wish he was here. I really low. Like I think I gave it to him for
JT,
You,
he let that one fly, JT.
I gave it to a friend for like 300, 250 or 300.
Did you?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
You know who? You know who I
Yeah, I
sent it
know
to.
who. I forgot what you gave it to him for.
That I thought it was a good deal. I don't
Yeah,
remember at what time
especially for a friend, you know what I mean? Like that's solid.
yeah, so I was someone it was someone that I was a friend with. So I sold that cheap. A lot of times I sold cheap. That one I wasn't a big fan of, so I let
Yeah.
it go.
Shar said Fortnite out of the pack is the most borderline condition sensitive set I've ever seen. The subjectively from greater to greater will be more different with Fortnite than anything like modern Prism Sports etc. Yeah, that's yeah. I and from my knowledge, and I know you have even more on this Shard and Kari, um Precious Metal Gems, PMGs was a rough grade. And Fortnite is competing with that, man. This is especially series one. It's no joke at all. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I try to tell you guys, like I'm not like I like to like if I'm gonna sell a card and I'm gonna sell for a lot of money, it's gonna be a card that I like a lot. That's
Hmm.
when I demand money for it. Like I don't like Black Knight, even though the value was up there as a friend who wanted it. If it
Hmm.
was on a friend, then I might like try to go for like regular price, but like I don't know. I do all
Yeah,
this content and stuff like that, so I try to borderline not make too much like profit off of stuff most of the time if I
right.
can. Um, so that's just where I stand with that. Black Knight's not a chase card for me personally, but again,
Hmm.
I played that season and I didn't care to get him,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's just more of a personal thing for me.
Hmm.
Not nothing to do with the market, so that doesn't really help anybody. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
that's true, and maybe that's why they switched to Series 3, having the white on the top, white on the
Hmm.
bottom.
Hmm.
But the edges of Series
Yeah, the
3 are
edges.
like
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, nothing beats like I don't care compared to Reloaded. All these things are like gems. To be honest,
Hmm.
though, like opening
Hmm.
Reload is like that stuff is like peeling off.
Yeah. Wait, this one. Here you go. I just
That's
cracked and resub 45 various PSA 9 sitting at at the
oh, what
grading stage will report results.
wait,
Can't wait
we
to
had
see
the
that.
wrong one on
Oh,
screen.
my bad. I had Bob. We both had Bob's, just two different ones. Yeah, yeah. For PSA,
So
that's funny.
Richard's talking about the draft. There's Richard's in the draft. Kari, Matt, Eduardo, Westrom, Modern Cards, Nick, Martin, JT.
Some heavy
So
hitters right
far,
here, man. That's yo. This is, but you know why this is gonna be legit fun? Because this, first of all, yeah, on each pick, you have to give a little bit of a reason why y'all are picking that card. So this is gonna be fun because whoever it's gonna be randomized. So whoever get that number one pick, it gets interesting after that. Probably after I'll say after number three, it gets interesting what you want your first pick to be. So can't wait for that.
I mean, I think Reloaded is a sleeper set, but I'm biased, so that's like a biased one for me. I like that. I like Reloaded. Um, it's a super sleeper, I would say.
AK,
We're already at 12:08.
yeah, yeah, we can coming close to wrapping up.
That's a good question. I don't even know how to search.
I seen one. It was a chaos agent. And it was great with SGC, and I think it had an 8. That's the only thing I think I've seen up until this point.
See, that's another interesting one, and I don't know how like the different parallels make it into the top 50 list. I just
Hmm.
use Cracked Ice for example, but low pop on lasers.
Hmm.
I mean, that would be a more extensive list.
Yeah.
I think we'll just keep it Cracked Ice for now. But if there's no more jokes, no more questions about the list, let us know real quick. But if that's it, we'll probably cut it at 12:10.
Shari said if you want a tank for the 2023 draft. Wait,
He said one to ten.
Is Kari not in there? Is Kari in it? Kari's in it, right? I think I seen that. I can't remember.
Augie says, if I could get another PSA 10 Renegade Raider or a laser PSA 10 Midas, which would I choose?
Mm.
I
Well, I know what you would choose
all right, you
off of
answer,
preference. You
huh?
would choose a PSA 10 Renegade.
He's
Yeah,
got it.
based off your
That's
preference.
exactly what
Yeah.
I would choose.
And I'm not
Um,
mad at that. I'm definitely not.
100% that's what I would
Yeah.
choose. It would
Yeah.
not even it wouldn't even take me very long.
You wouldn't
I
think
wouldn't
twice
think
about
twice.
it.
But then again, I don't really have any lasers, so um but no, I've ripped a lot. of Reloaded,
Yeah.
and I've seen the condition. I've seen nothing like that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I guess I'm putting a lot of trust in that people are going to want a Renegade Raider at some point, and I
Hmm.
already know like the prototype is completely out of my range.
Yeah.
Like that one's like scary rare. So like I'm just shooting for Renegade Raiders and Reloaded.
Yeah.
In fact, I kind of want to open up a box now.
That's
I'm about to
funny.
do that later.
Yeah, that's funny. Snake draft
All right, when are y'all doing the draft?
next week. Next week.
On the live?
Yeah, this is gonna be
Okay.
fun. So we'll talk about that. Even if we don't do a long meeting, we can do something
Oh,
once
you
it
want me to
gets
look up
up.
Sky real quick?
Yeah. Sky is a
Oh,
hitter, bro. I wonder what. Oh,
wait,
wait.
what? Am I doing something wrong?
Oh shoot. No
Okay,
way.
that can't be right. Maybe 1 second, 1 second. Make sure I was on the right list.
Kyrie, don't get staked by Sharp, bro.
What number is Sky?
So Bob, Richard, you wanna explain it to Bob because Richard came up with a great draft idea. We're gonna do a Fortnite draft. So we're gonna do it. It's gonna be randomized picks. But I will say Richard is handling how this is going. Like this was his idea, so we gotta figure out how to brand that. But if people have interest in being in a draft, we definitely can bump it up to being at 10 at least. So let us know on that, Bob. If you're interested, we definitely can find at least one more person, hopefully.
AKA
Uh
Bog is right. There's no Sky that's been graded at
no Scott.
PSA.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. But at the same time, she's a pro. We do know there was a lot because the
Uh-huh.
promos had a lot. I have
Yeah.
some Skies.
Yeah.
Um, why they're not being graded, I don't know. Because like Sky was popping off with a new style. She connected to Guff. I could see their own comic at one point. Like if they made a comic about like a group because like whenever they do this with like names and like relationships with different characters, Sky and Guff are up there for their own adventure. Like I would read that comic.
Yeah, and I mean, numbers wise and everything like that,
I
Sky
mean,
Sky
this
Laser
but
is
her not
yeah,
that just means people haven't graded her. So
right.
we don't really know. We don't really know, I guess. But
Yeah,
the Sky Laser, I didn't get any of those Italy lasers, but those are interesting. The
yeah,
promos lasers from the UK, those are interesting.
yeah. Richard, how many picks did how many rounds did we say? I can't remember. Man, that was a good live, bro. This is a good live.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone who's stuck around so
Yes,
far.
yes, for sure.
I appreciate all the comments.
Yes,
I like the heated discussion.
loved it.
Um, it's only gonna make everyone more comfortable with what they're collecting
Hmm.
and like to see all these different points of view.
Yeah,
Collecting is not just it's not black and white, you know, it's a gray area. Everyone collects a little bit differently.
yeah.
So I mean, I liked all y'all's opinions. I liked the heated discussion.
I'm
Um,
just I'm just glad I didn't have a moment like, please tell me you seen that clip of Skip Bayless when he says it's my turn. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
I'm glad that I didn't have a moment like that. I probably watch that clip at least once a week, bro. That crap gets me every time. But yeah, this is definitely fun.
Shark not winning. You guys are so funny.
Okay,
All right. Well, if you guys could share, I know you guys broadcast us on social media all the time. We appreciate every time you guys put us in your
yeah,
reels and like
yes.
your Instagrams and just shouting us out. So if you like, comment, and keep it up, we're growing pretty fast and
Hmm.
we're happy about it. And we want to just keep bringing you guys content
Yes,
as we just grow this hobby. So
for sure.
we'll talk to you guys next week when we start the draft.